up again. But it's the only...
Good afternoon and welcome along to NUFC Matters with me, Steve Wraith. It is Matchday Live and it is Newcastle United versus Southampton at St James's Park. A good old-fashioned 3 o'clock kick-off today. And as always, I'm joined by the panel of Newcastle United fans. Got Martin, Babbo, Chris, Pete, Alwaleed, Spenny, and we've got a debutant today. We've got Kieran. So, Kieran, we just need to know a little bit about you. Where you're from? How long have you supported Newcastle?
Yeah, so I'm from the Isle of Wight, and I've supported Newcastle for about 10 years now. And my first game was Portsmouth away. I think it was 2009. We won 3-0. I remember Michael Owen scoring a goal there. So yeah, that was a good day. That.
Ah, fantastic, mate. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, good to have you on. You know how it works.
Yeah.
We'll come round to everybody
Appreciate it.
throughout the game. If there's anything you want to chip in, just do that, mate. But that's good. More than welcome to have you on. Yeah, big thanks to everybody as well who tuned in last night. We did pull off a bit of a master stroke and a little surprise for the lads. We did have Alan Shearer on, and Alan has said that he will come back on as soon as the raffle is done. The Alan Shearer raffle, which is taking place at this moment in time for the next month, and it's a chance to win his 250th goal, boots and match shirt and captain's armband. So get yourself across to Alan Shearer's Twitter account, and you will find the link there where you can buy your tickets for £10. Well worth entering. Be a cracking prize that, and well worth getting involved. And Alan will come back onto the show once the prize has been won, and he's going to do a few questions and take a few of your questions. We're going to work out exactly what we're going to do with that in due course. And I do just want to put this up. Spenny often reminds us of different things, and he sent that in the WhatsApp group today. I think it's very apt. I've just finished watching the Busby documentary on Sky, and obviously covers that tragedy which took place in Munich. Busby Babes, of course, were a fantastic team that Matt Busby was putting together. Tragically, many of them taken in that tragic crash. So yes, thoughts with the family and friends of those people who are still, finding that hard to come by all these many years later. But let's concentrate now on Newcastle United's lineup, and there it is. Carl Darlow in goal. The Dubravka Darlow debate still goes on Newcastle's timeline, but as Steve Bruce has once again proved, he's sticking with his man, sticking with Darlow. So then we have Manquillo, Hayden, Shaw, Lewis, John Joe Shelvey is still in there and retaining the captaincy, and Hendrick is alongside him. Willock, our January transfer acquisition, is in, obviously loaned in to us from Arsenal. Almiron St-Maximin gets his first start since his bout of COVID, and of course Callum Wilson. On the bench we have Dubravka, Carroll, Ritchie, Kraft, Anderson, Dummett, Joe Linton, Gale and Fraser. And Southampton, the visitors, we have McCarthy, Stevens, Bednarek, who of course had his red card overturned, Vestergaard, Bertrand, Romeo, James Ward-Prowse, Redmond, Ninamino, Che Adams and Danny Ings. And on the bench for the Saints, there is Forster, of course, returning to Newcastle United, this time as a substitute, Ramsey, Salisu, Finnegan, Chalke, Watts, Teller, Denepo and Alanduku, and that's the subs for Southampton. So, Martin, let's talk about Newcastle's lineup. What did you make of that today? Quite a lot of, I would say, disappointment on the Twitter timeline so far from people who didn't want to see Shelvey and Hendrick in again. Eyes will all be on Willock, of course, and of course on Alan St-Maximin to see how he copes with his first start. But the Dubravka Darlow thing is obviously circulating around the timeline as well. But what's your take on that lineup today and formation? What do you think it's going to be?
I think formation-wise, he's going to go with 4-2-3-1. That's certainly what's up on live score anyway. That would make sense, I think, with Willock. At Arsenal, when he was playing central of a three midfield. So I can imagine him just being behind Fraser. I think Mr. Mr. Chris there on the panel popped that up on our chat beforehand, so I'd expect to see Willock in there. I think ASM, I'm slightly disappointed not to see Fraser, but I suppose, where do you fit him if you're going to run with ASM? But it just goes against Bruce's note of his comment a couple of weeks back on the show when he was going, I've never had the affordability to be able to play ASM and Fraser together. Now he has and he's not. So, that takes away another of his plausible excuses. I think I'm looking forward to seeing Willock play. I think, there's good attacking options on the bench. I think for me, the midfield, Shelvey and Hendrick have got to perform if we're to get anything out of this. They've got to, obviously, Hayden has pushed back into defence. So the two boys in midfield have to perform. And that for me would be the area that probably concerns me. I know a lot of people don't rate Hendrick, but I think there is a player there. I'm just not sure that Bruce is getting the best out of him. Obviously, I've seen him play for Ireland quite regularly, myself and Daz. So there is a player there, but I think it's hard for him to play his game, I think, with the current setup. And then you don't know what Shelvey's going to do. Prime example of the goal we gave away the other night where Shelvey just lets a man ping straight past him. So I think midfield have really got to perform. I think Hayden and Shelvey have to be on the game. I think we do need Shelvey, unfortunately, because, again, if you look at some of the stats, our passing stats with him in the team are a lot better than without him. So, yeah, he plays that Hollywood ball, but he's got to backtrack. He's got to tackle. And him and Hendrick need to have a fairly strong game today. I think front four, look, Wilson's been on fire. If we can supply him, he'll score goals. But I'm interested to see. For me, I think Dubravka, the argument Dubravka-Darlow, Dubravka should be back in. He's our number one. I think he's way better distribution-wise and controlling that back four than Darlow. Darlow's been excellent all season, but at the minute, for me, it's points on the board, and you have to play your best players. So I think Dubravka, for me, should have been back in, Steve.
Yeah, okay. Good stuff. Babbo, what's your take on that lineup today, mate?
I'm actually scared for some reason because I'm just thinking about Nathan Redmond against Jamal Lewis, which just seems like a very, very heavy mismatch. And we know Alain Saint-Maximin is not really the best at covering defenders. So that's the point I'm scared of. Hayden, I trust Hayden enough to be able to take on Danny Ings without making any mistakes, because if it was Lascelles, he's probably going to get a card because Ings will be too fast for him. I've not really seen Willock play enough to be able to comment on why he gets a start just out of the blue, but I'll just chalk it up to you need to keep the players fresh, because to me that's just no. If Shelvey and Hendrick, as you said earlier, if Shelvey and Hendrick can actually get a good game today, we do stand a chance of getting something decent.
Yeah, okay, mate. Good stuff. Chris, how are you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks, Steve.
Good. What's your take on the lineup today?
Yeah, so the midfield pairing is a concern for me, like the other lads have said. I don't know what we get out of those guys together. I mean, maybe individually they might have some solid play, but pairing together, I just feel like we lose something. So, I mean, I'm going to be watching Willock. I don't usually key on one player unless Saint-Maximin is in there, but so I'll be watching Saint-Maximin and Willock and see how they mesh together and interplay. Certainly a dynamic attack. I'm just worried what lies behind them and whether the midfield play can support the attacking players, and that's a big worry for me.
Yeah, the midfield is a concern for me as well, I've got to be perfectly honest, but let's see what happens. Pete, good afternoon. Your take on this afternoon's Steve Bruce team?
Afternoon, Steve. The team, I'm not really surprised about, if I'm honest. We are very depleted with our centre-back, so naturally Hayden was always going to go back there. You could have mixed it with Kraft, but we all know that Kraft is just not good enough wherever he plays. So Hayden was always going to be a better option. The way it sets up, like I say, I always look at the Newcastle website when they post the team news, and it looks like a 4-3-3, exactly how they played against Everton. the way they've set out, and I see it exactly the same way. I think we'll know the way they set up when they're without the ball will tell us a lot about whether it's a 4-3-3 or not. Now, 4-3-3 doesn't mean that they've got 3 strikers. It will mean that their wide players will be doing a lot of the pressing further forward. So we'll be able to see from that in terms of the way they've set up. And we've got the 3 centre midfielders in there. I do worry about this game. I think one thing that needs to be said is that Bruce was actually absolutely spot on in his press conference. He was the only one that was saying that a lot of Southampton's players were going to be back and fit, and they absolutely are. They are at their strongest today. So all the talk of them being depleted, they are 100% not. They have got their strongest team bar their right back today. So they are going to be a tough team to play against and a tough team to beat. That midfield, the only way we're going to win that battle is if we work together as a unit. So those 3 midfield need to overrun Romeu and Ward-Prowse. And they have to overrun them. They need to commit them going the other end. I fully expect Willock to be box to box, back and forth. I don't expect him to be the most attacking of the 3. I think Shelby needs to do that. For all the stick that you get, Shelby's had a really good 2 or 3 games, or 2.5 games, should we say. I actually think he's played well, and he's played well better when he's gone further forward. He's looked more of a threat. So he needs to play further forward for me. I want him arriving in the box more often today. He didn't do it as much against Palace. He got the goal, but he didn't really do much in an attacking sense after that. And then the big worry for me is set pieces. We haven't got height in the team. We haven't got guys that can put the ball in the air, and they have. And they've got a guy that can put it on a 6-foot in Ward-Prowse, who's an absolute deadly specialist of set pieces. So, that doesn't make for a good connection when they've got great height and a great ability of delivery, and we haven't got guys that are very, very good in the air. Talk about Shaw. Shaw's not great. He's better on the ground. Hayden's average in the air at best. And then you look around the team, there isn't really anybody that is. So Darlow's going to have to be on the ball today. And like Martin said, someone like Dubravka, you'd have a little bit more confidence with him coming out and collecting and taking the pressure off the defence. But look, as a goalkeeper, I didn't expect anything different in Darlow to be in today. I think that's who Bruce is going with now until the end of the season. But we've got pace. We've got guys that can put the ball in the net. We've got special talent in Wilson and St. Maximin. So with those 2 starting, there's always a chance. Last thing from me, with regards to Fraser, he's looked tired. We looked tired against Palace. And we've had a knack of playing players that aren't fully fit and then breaking down again. And the thing with Fraser is he's not had a regular run in the team or a regular run of games without getting injured. So I think it was the right decision to drop him today.
Okay, good stuff. Al-Walid, your take on this afternoon's team, please. Newcastle versus Southampton, St James's Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. Got about 20 minutes to go, but there's your lineup, Al-Walid.
Yeah, I memorized it. It looks promising. It seems Steve Bruce throwing now all his cards away. It was a surprise for Joe Willock to play at starting. We just got him. This is show you maybe how Steve Bruce may be desperate, or he have a lack of solution. I hope. I was trying just now to find where actually Joe Willock play in Arsenal. I found him. He played behind Lacazette when he was in the lineup. So this is the key. I hope he will not just play as a defense midfielder, just to make to be the third of Shelby and Hendrik. Because I prefer it must Joe Willock play same place he used to play to get his skills and to play comfortable. Because now put him as in starting. This is a risk. So it will be very stupid if you play him not in his position. This is what I'm afraid of. Regarding Shelby, regarding what Martin says about the statistic, Shelby, there is one thing in Shelby, we didn't find it in most of the Newcastle player. He's always look when his head is up, looking for something to do. He either shoot, he pass, he do something with the ball, he thinking. But other players, they are skillful like Almiron, Fraser, St. Maxim, but sometimes they are more like individual. They just want to pass 3-4 players, and this can't happen every time. Last note regarding sometimes we are doing good until like minute 70. We notice the lack of stamina. I don't know why Steve Bruce doesn't like play Matty or Sean Staff instead of Hendrick or Shelby, just to fresh the defense midfielder, because they are running all the way the whole game. This is point I still find it missing, and always we are just okay. This is your defense midfield. We are not gonna change you the whole game. I hope Joe Willock just play behind Wilson, so Wilson get free or have more space just to focus on scoring goal, and this is what we need today.
Good stuff. Yep, I agree. Kieran, give us your thoughts on today's starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that team, it's just, especially in defence, it's not great, is it? I think that's possibly where the game could be won and lost today. I mean, you look at, I agree with what Babbo said earlier on about Lewis coming up against Nathan Redmond. I think you could have an absolute horrid time, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I'm happy with Willock coming into the side. I think he can bring a bit of energy. I think he's got, I think going forward he's got more than what Hayden brings, I think. So yeah, I mean, hopefully he can be a bit more creative as well and create some chances. A bit disappointed that Fraser's not playing. I think he's a good little player. Just need to keep him fit, and he will cause teams problems. But possibly bringing him off from the bench could be a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I was speaking to a Southampton fan this morning, and if we can stop the service, obviously stop Danny Ings and Che Adams, I mean, we've got a pretty good chance of winning this game. I think that's my views.
Yeah, okay. Cheers, Kieran. Spenny and Newcastle's team causing a little bit of indecision, I suppose, amongst the fan base. A lot of people, pointing to the fact that the back four is quite weak because of the injuries, which is fair enough. I think it's the midfield conundrum which Bruce really doesn't seem to be getting right amongst the fans, and a lot of people, mixed opinions on Shelby, mixed opinions on Hendrick. Obviously, Willock, we'll wait and see what he performs like, but. Bruce is going to be judged on this again, and what's your take on that lineup?
Well, I'm not happy, Steve, at all. Tell you the truth, why is Lewis in the team? He was supposed to be having a fitness test before the game. How far Dummett's away from being fit? Why can't you put Dummett in instead? Hayden could have been in the midfield. Every time Hayden's playing, he's protecting that defence. Who's protecting his defence today? Nobody. Hayden sits back and protects that defence. No one's helping him now. Are they? Hendricks and Shelby in the middle. The previous players we've had the whole season. Absolute joke, that mind.
Yeah, and Southampton look as if they've pulled a bit of a flanker, really. All the talk prior to this game was that they weren't going to have their strongest team out, and as Pete pointed out, it's pretty much full strength today.
I was saying that Redmond is my favourite player out of their Newcastle mind. We should have signed him years ago. The cracking player. He was at Norwich. What was like Redmond?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game today, I do feel. Okay, well, we've heard the lads' opinions on the lineup. Got about 10 minutes to go until kick-off. Martin, give us your thoughts on today's game. How do you see it going, and what's your prediction?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think I take Spenny's points. I think when we played Southampton, we did the Matchday live. We played Southampton away, and I pointed out I pointed out Ward Prowse as being somebody that I thought, we need to not give stupid fouls away, defensively or midfield wise, in and around the edge of our box, because he can really do damage to us. And obviously he did, do the damage down when we played down in Southampton. I think Southampton were always going to be closer on strength. I think Danny Ings and Shea Adams are starting to play well together. There's good link up. So I don't think it's going to be an easy game. But look, at this stage, it's about points on the board. So if the Newcastle who played at Everton turn up, then I think we win this game comfortably, 2-0. If the Newcastle who turned up for the second half of Palace turn up, then I think we lose this game 2-0. So I think depending on who turns up today, if we play well in midfield and we're strong, and we can keep them away from our defence and keep them pushed back by attacking, then I think we stand a chance. But I think if the wrong Newcastle turns up, then I think we could be in for a tough day again. So 2-0 to us if we turn up.
Okay, Steve Bruce just getting these excuses in early, obviously pointing towards the fact that the back four is the big issue, and he's asked about ESM, just saying that it's the first time that he's been competent to put him in, and say that he's fully fit from COVID now. So we've just got to hope we get the best out of ESM today. It could be a case of let's try and score more than they can, and that it could be one of those games. So Babbo, give us your thoughts on today's game and your prediction, mate.
I'll say 3-1 to Newcastle if we can score the first goal. If we can score the first goal, because that's when they start to settle in. If not, before then, they just start panicking. Spenny was right. I looked at the lineup and I was like, why didn't you just put Richie in there? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And as Martin said, as long as we don't concede stupid fouls, because basically giving Ward-Prowse a free kick in front of goal now is basically the same thing as a penalty. So we need to avoid that at all costs. And with the way Shelby tackles, that is my major worry. But I'm still positive about getting a result today.
Okay, good stuff. Chris?
All right. I'm not looking for a shootout here. I had a sense that it was going to be a squeaker. So I was tempted to sort of say 1-0 and say who's going to nick that goal, but because I'm not confident that either side would nick a 1-0 victory, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Okay, Pete, what's your prediction for today's game?
It'd be quite easy to say we're going to get beat. However, Southampton don't travel to St James's Park very well. They haven't been over the years. So for that, I think we're going to shit out our way to a 2-1 win. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be the type of performance we saw at Everton. But I think I pray that we'll grind our way to the 3 points. And boy, do we need them.
Okay, Al-Walid, your prediction today?
It's an important game. We now same time I think Burnley and Burnley will play against
Brighton.
Brighton, yeah. So this is we are same position. So this game will make much difference. 20. I believe if we pass the first 20 minutes 0-0, I think we can do something. And I have a feeling it's our savior game, St. Maxim game, I believe tonight.
Okay, good stuff. Kieran, what's your prediction for the day's game?
I think we're going to get beat 2-0, to be honest. I can't really see us winning this. I think away from home they're the best team in the league, personally. I think they're that good. The problem with us, we won't be able to cope with their press, I think. And that's possibly where they could cause us some real damage today. So, yeah, I think 2-0 Southampton.
Okay, Spenny.
9-0 Southampton.
What's that? 9-0.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
You got a
Red
bit.
Shot gives you bad head.
You got a bit distorted there, but bloody hell, 9-0. You're joking? Get away, man.
No, we'll jump once a piece.
Yeah, I mean, look, this isn't a game I'd be looking forward to. I've got to be honest. If I was going to this game as Southampton come down the tunnel, I've got to be honest. I'm siding more with Kieran on this one. I really do feel as if we're going to struggle today. I'm going to go 2-1 to Southampton. I think it's going to be an awful game. I can see Newcastle really, maybe he's getting off to a good start again, but then essentially just, blowing up again, self-destructing. Really depends on the morale in this team and in this squad. I've got to be honest, this constant changing with certain players isn't going to do anybody any good. There seems to be favourites in the team. That doesn't often go well in a dressing room. And I just don't understand this whole Richie thing. He is the best player in that squad at least for effort. Maybe he's not technically the best. But you know what? I'd have more faith in 11 Matt Ritchie's keeping us up than 11 ASM's. That's my honest opinion. Hard work can outshine the best of players, and ASM is going to put them on the back foot. But is he going to get through 90 minutes? I really don't know. I just think I think this is a tough watch. I just want to say before anyone else makes a point, obviously we've got our new sponsor this month, Spider VPN. Now, Spider VPN are giving away on each match day. Good one, Babu. I like what you did there. I like what you did there, Spenny. Well done. Yeah.
Copy of me, man.
Well, I didn't see you. I seen Babu was in my eyesight. I didn't see you doing that. But yeah, Spider, well done. So anyway, Spider VPN are giving away a free router and 12 months subscription on every Matchday live, which is a fantastic donation to them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it easy. Anyone in the chat, you need to put in your prediction for the first goal scoring time, and we're only going with minutes here. All right, now it'll be the first person. If you're going to put 1 minute, it'll be the first person to put 1 minute, etc. Now it's going to take an eagle eye to see who's got this right. Okay, so Gareth, I know you're watching today from Spider VPN. What we need you to essentially make sure that you're watching and you get the winner. It's up to you to pick that person. So people are putting it in the chat now. You've got Spider VPN router and 12 months free subscription. What I will then need the person who selected to make sure they can get in touch with Spider VPN on Twitter, and they can sort that out themselves. So all the predictions are coming in. I'm not going to put them up on the screen, but it's a great opportunity each match day live to win that prize. So big thank you to them for sponsoring us this month for the StreamYard application. Also a big shout out to qtechshop.co.uk, the makers of pool tables and snooker tables in Wallsend in Newcastle, and also the makers of our t-shirts and our mugs and our Supermac t-shirts as well, all available from newcastlelegends.com. They've also been doing a lot of graphics for us and for the lads at Loaded Football, so a big thank you to them for that. And last but by no means least, a big thank you to Jab Signature, who make all of our posters and do all of our posters. That's big shout out to John for that as well. And last but by no means least, if you're the first time visitor to the channel, please subscribe. Just hit that little button down on the right hand side, just on top of the screen. Click subscribe, click like, and click share, and that will share it to your social media. Yes, go ahead, Spenny.
Just like to say, if you win, I know a lad who wants some internet Supermac. So if you want to give it to him,
I love it. Yes, Well, to be honest, yeah. If there's one person who needs the internet sorted massively, it is Supermac. Like, so you never know. Maybe he will be able to do that. You never know. But fingers crossed. So anyway, we're getting ready to kick off the game. Pete, did you want to make a point before I started all the promotion there? Was it you?
Yeah, we were talking about Richie, and you know, you've got a point. One of the things I did mention is actually, you know, Jamal Lewis has gone into this game with a hamstring complaint. Hamstrings don't recover in 2 or 3 days, and if there's a hamstring complaint, it's minimum week and a half to 2 weeks. So that's going to be interesting. And I just get the feeling with regards to Richie that Bruce just doesn't want him. There's a lot of talk about how Richie wants to go and he wants to go back to Bournemouth and blah, blah, blah. But if you listen to any of his interviews, of course he's from down the south, but he actually loves being in Newcastle and he actually wants to stay at the club. There was an interview just less than a year ago where he said he just signed a new deal and he was more than happy at the club. I just think Bruce doesn't want him. I think equally that's the reason why Dubravka's not in, because I think Bruce sees the likes of Richie and Dubravka and some of these players is still Rappers players. And I think that's what he's doing. I think he's trying to slowly but surely dismantle the club, not the club, sorry, the team, or probably the club, but the team. And look, I haven't got an issue with some of these players moving on, but they're moving on without really being replaced. And that's the big worry about it all. And I think that's what Bruce is doing. So you're absolutely right. Someone like Richie should naturally be coming in at left back today. Someone that's hungry and wants to play. He's already annoyed he's not playing enough games at the moment. And naturally that would be your decision to put him in, especially with the concerns about Lewis. But that's just my opinion on Bruce. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's trying to get rid of some of the old Rafa type players. And I think on top of that, he doesn't want Richie at the club. I think he wants him out.
Yeah, I would agree, mate. I would agree. I think that's been a big issue. And you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Obviously, Al-Walid was mentioned in the Longstaffs, and I think it's been well documented that there's a big allegation of a fallout between Bruce and Sean Longstaff, and that's reflected on him, deciding not to pick either of the brothers, which I think is, if that is true, that's ridiculous. It really is. Anyway,
just like to say what Pete said there, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
about the left back's position, right?
Yeah.
Why hasn't this comment just been there under 23s? Why is he not looking under 23s for a left back or a centre half? Decent enough. I remember going to a Liverpool game 2 or 3 years ago, and was that called Member? It was a Member came on left back. He played the game of his life. Didn't he mark them out the great game? We got a draw. It was a Chelsea game, and he went away and we were after him.
Mbabu, yeah.
Oh, I'm just like, anytime it just comes to things that have to do with Steve Bruce, I'm just like, I will not break my good vibe, because that man just ruins everything. And you're right though when you said that Richie has the experience, the work rate, and a better technique than Lewis, and Lewis is injured. So if he goes out this game, Bruce is then going to make the excuse of, oh, you can't plan for that, when he clearly knew that was a risk going forward. So it just continues to baffle me how somebody can come in, week out, and make, like, you plan your downfall, and when it happens, you're like, oh, no one could have seen that coming, when people that are not in the job can. So I'm frustrated with that. It's just...
So his comments in the press conference yesterday about Atsu and Siver. I mean, who does he think he is? Like saying, "Oh, it was an easy decision to bring Atsu in."
There you go. That's what you're talking about, Kieran.
Yeah, exactly.
Comes back into it. There was only him or Henry Xavier to choose from, so it was pretty straightforward. I mean, talk about kicking somebody when he's down. I mean, unbelievable.
He's such a nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he is. He is such a nice guy. Don't forget, we have got the bucket as well for the food bank, so please support that when you can. We can't go up to St James's Park these days because of COVID, but thanks to the lads at QTech, they did sort this out for the food bank. NUFC fans, foodbank.co.uk.
Go on.
Where is anybody?
You can make a Matchday donation to the bucket by going onto that website and put in as little as or as much as you want. I think they've made over £1,000 in the first few days with that. So wonderful initiative by qtechshop.co.uk. 4 minutes in, and ASM already getting through the rear guard of Southampton, but nobody at the edge of the box there, Martin.
No, nobody. Like, there was good build-up play between Lewis and Miggy on the left-hand side there. Played it through. ASM bursts through, gets past 2 defenders and into the box, cuts it back. Absolutely nobody in midfield, nobody in the middle of the box following up and taking a chance on it. But yeah, great play. But yeah, just no follow-up. We just need to get people in the box there.
How we're setting up, Martin, in this opening 5 minutes?
Yeah, it looks like the 4-2-3-1. So obviously 4 at the back. Hayden drop back, Shelby and Hendrick, and then you've got ASM left, Almiron right, and Wilcock in the middle, just in behind Fraser. So in behind Wilson. Sorry. So yeah, it looks like 4-2-3-1. I'm sure Pete probably has it nailed by now, but yeah, it looks 4-2-3-1 to me at the moment.
Okay, Babbo, anything exciting in this opening 5 minutes?
No. I'm questioning how Shelby and Henderson and Hendrick are actually going to cope with this midfield. Because when St. Maximin had the chance, you're expecting one of them to be waiting there for the pullback, but they were too slow. So we're gonna see a lot of that this match.
Yeah, the big question is, where is Graham Jones?
I was just going to say, yeah, where is they're not showing the bench anyway.
Don't come out the tunnel.
Yeah, well, I can't see him as yet, but obviously we'll keep an eye out to see whether he started off in the stands again or whether he started on the bench. Chris, Newcastle pushing forward again. ESM.
Yeah, I'm glad that
Great ball.
that I figured out that my stream was on the wrong channel, because I was on the BT Sport Ultimate through an app on my TV from the last game, and they kept doing promos, and I was like, should the game already be starting? And then I realized I needed to switch off of that and come back in. So, woe is me. But I'm glad I didn't miss anything.
I'm bloody pleased you got that cleared up.
I was going to say one thing. I wanted to add one thing about the whole Richie Steve Bruce thing, is that we know how vocal Richie is on the pitch. So I bet he's the same way in practice, and I wouldn't put it past him that he's called out Bruce on some of his BS. You know, and I personally am not for like player mutiny, you know, in general, but in terms of some guys need to be called out, and I'm sure that Richie has lost patience with Bruce and given him some lip.
Yep. Okay. Southampton get their first opportunity there, and got new.
Go on.
Wilson's 1-on-1 with a keeper.
Yeah, get in.
It's a goal. Is it a goal? Offside.
Oh man.
Late.
How late was that?
Must have been
Why
a late.
is my speed delayed? I haven't done anything here.
Must have been a late flag. That Shelby with a great through ball. Wilson clearly offside.
Great finish though.
Yeah, it was a good finish. You know, if anything, that's the only positive we can take out of that. But was a good through ball by Shelby. Wilson just caught offside. Good foot offside, to be fair.
The other thing, I don't know if anybody's copped on as well. ASM, his left leg is strapped.
Yes, it is.
I noticed that. Yeah.
It was strapped. In
From
the
Palace game, was it, Pete?
Palace and Everton.
Okay, I never copped it then.
He had when he came on against Palace, he had blue strapping, the blue tape.
Okay. Yeah, it looks a bit heavier, the strapping he's got on today, though, from what I can see. Now, I can only see because I put my glasses on, but I can definitely see it's more of a thick white strapping. So maybe just one to watch. Maybe it's a slight pull there, but I just copped it when he was coming down this left-hand side here.
Yeah,
I've seen him in the picture. Yeah, really quite strapping.
Big worry here, Peter, is of course we've talked about it pre-match, but just Lewis, we're concerned whether he was going to be available to play. He's starting this game. I just dread the fact that in 20 minutes time or something he's going to pull up with his hamstring.
Look, he's gambling again. He's massively gambling right now, and you know what? It looks like it's raining quite a bit there, and a wet, slippy surface is not good for a hamstring, because any type of slip, any type of jolt is gonna pull your hamstring even more at risk for it. How bad is it? He referred to it as a knock. You know, we won't know until it's really further on into the game. But look, it's a massive risk. It seems like it's a little bit of a risk with ASM with the fact that he's got strapping on. Nobody knows about that. So it'll be interesting to see if the media guys ask the question about that maybe after this game about why he's got that strapping on. But again, it leads into the point that I said about Fraser. I'd love to have Fraser in this team today and have them all fit and firing. But he's not played a lot of games, and we cannot be taking risks with too many players. It seems like we're already taking risks with two key players in ASM. But yeah, it's a really, really delicate situation right now. And Bruce has not been well known in his past for actually.
That's a good tackle. That's a good tackle. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Minamino's gone down in a crumpled heap on the ground, and the referee is going to get the cards out. It was Hendrick with a challenge. He won the ball, but unfortunately, with there being a tackle from behind, you're always taking that chance.
The scissor.
Yeah, scissors. Yeah, that's basically what it was. Yeah,
that was expected.
That's another yellow card for Hendrick. So, not great at this stage of the game. 10 minutes in, Newcastle 0, Southampton 0. Free kick to Southampton on the halfway line. Al-Walid, how have you saw the opening 10 minutes of this game?
Of course, Southampton will try. You know, they went for the comeback. They want to get back in line. But for us, I think we are doing great. Still early to judge Joe Willock, but actually. And I love that he positioned himself, the position he played in. Actually, I think this is what we need exactly. A player who can play just behind Wilson and his face to the goal. It's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, Paul Gibson says we need to win today as the next two away games are at Chelsea and at Manchester United. We couldn't be playing either of those teams. Is there a good time to play them at the minute? But really, Chelsea coming into form, Man United doing well. It doesn't bode well if we do lose today. Kieran, what's your opening take? 38% possession for Newcastle, 62% possession for Southampton. So we're keeping our possession stats nice and level. We never really seem, apart from the last two games, we've always seemed to be on the downside of those kind of stats.
Yeah, my stream's a little bit behind, so I'm not quite up to date with your one. But judging by this, opening 10 minutes, it's not too bad, to be fair. I mean, we just got to be careful. I mean, if they get the first goal, I think I can't see us getting back into it, to be honest. So I think the problem with us scoring too early is we seem to get the goal and then just sit back. So we're going to score. Ideally, it need to be possibly before half time or after, and then we've got something to actually hold on to. But I like to see them go for the second instead of just sitting back all the time, because then you probably will concede.
Yep, okay. Spenny, Southampton starting to wake up a little bit now. Newcastle have pushed on a little bit. The percentage stats, though, tell you that Southampton are starting to wake up and push on. They've had a couple of chances already. What's your take on that opening 13 minutes of the game now?
Looks like they're targeting Lewis there. They're all going on the left-hand side against him all the time. And the young lad's looking doing all right. He's doing some couple of good passes. Look, he's doing all right.
He seems to be pushing up higher, Spenny, doesn't he?
I've
just had confirmation when he gets the chance.
I've had confirmation ESM's wearing a Gucci leg warmer. It's not a bandage, it's a Gucci leg warmer.
I don't put it past him.
Newcastle got a free kick anyway. ASM is certainly looking the most likely to do some damage for Newcastle. Shelby's got the free kick. It's towards the Leazer's end. He's on the edge of the 18-yard box. So let's just stay with this. The rain is bucketing down at St James's Park. It is certainly going to make this game very interesting. Let's just see what happens. Shelby on the ball. Whistle goes. Takes the free kick. Floats it into the box. Makes it easy, keeper punches, and ball falls out to Newcastle again, regain possession. Let's just stay with this as well. Miggy gets the ball to Willock, and miss kick Missed kick. Southampton are going to get us on the counter, but no.
Well
Done,
done.
Wilson. Wilson wins the ball back. So yeah, look, it's 15 minutes in. Newcastle 0, Southampton 0. I've got to be honest. Nothing has changed my mind in this opening 15 minutes that we are gonna get a result today. I've got to be perfectly honest. This is looking at one of those typical Newcastle United games. It's looking awkward, Martin. It's not looking. Newcastle haven't started like the mean business here. I genuinely don't think that this is a positive start. I really don't.
Yeah, you can see already, Steve, the dependency of getting it down the left and onto ASM. So that kind of stacks up with Bruce's normal tactics of give it to ASM and hope for the best. Miggy's doing okay. I think. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Put it back.
Yes!
Yes! Go on, the new
boy. Commentators curse for me there.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. I can't see nothing happening this 15 minutes. Go!
That's a kind of commentators curse you want. Willock scores on his debut at the Leazes end after a cutback by ASM. Wonderful goal. Newcastle 1-0 up. It was a hopeful ball forward by Lewis. ASM took it down, so Willock coming in on the penalty spot. He hit it with a right foot straight past the Southampton keeper, and Newcastle find themselves 1-0 up against Southampton. What a goal! What a start for the young man from.
And I will give Shaw a bit of credit there for the ball from the free kick into ASM was an absolute peach.
Yeah, I always keep saying it, like Shaw is being wasted as a centre back.
That's a great finish. Willock, that's the leg we missed in the first time round when ASM did the self-same thing, which broke into the box, back, nobody there.
That's why I said Hendrick and Shelby are too slow to be box-to-box. So when you're playing them, you're literally playing one man down because all those opportunities are just going to go past. But well done to Joe.
Now the official goal time was 16 minutes, so I'm hoping that we've either got John from QTech or Gareth from Spider VPN will be able to double check that. If not, I'll have to go through it later on. But 16
minutes in there, Steve. I think there was a 16 somewhere.
Good. Well,
I think it was as well.
Yeah, 16 minutes is the winner, so we will check that, and I'm sure we will be able to announce that before the end of the show. Happy days. Barry Hogan says, as he said, 16 minutes, so possibly it could be Barry Hogan. Let's see. Babbo, wow. Yeah. I said it wasn't a positive start, and then Willock gets his debut goal at the Leazes end.
It's okay. It's okay. We all make those mistakes.
Come on.
Oh, lucky.
A goal can change everything, and that's the beauty of football, Babbo. It's 1-0 up. It's a good start.
These are there for the taking.
As I said earlier, before the game started, if we get the first goal, the confidence goes up. For some reason, these players, they have the quality to be able to give most teams outside of the top 4 a run for their money, but they don't seem to believe that. That's why I said if we get the first goal, then everything starts to kick in gear. So now we just have to hope that nobody does anything stupid like give away a penalty.
Yep, I would agree. Southampton pushing on now into Newcastle's box. Just stay with this, see whether they can get anything out of it. It's falling to Ings.
Well done.
Lewis has got the ball and takes it away. Yeah, great stuff then, Chris. 1-0 up.
Yeah, great start.
That's it.
Great debut for young Joe. We seem to have a thing of players scoring on their debut, but hopefully he's more productive than Matty Longstaff. Positive start after some shaky beginnings.
Yeah, okay. 1-0 to Newcastle. 18.5 minutes going. Everyone's cutting their stuff short. I'm trying to find the winner out of the goal. I wish somebody would talk. So, Pete, I'll come to you. I can rely on you talking. People are just going, it's 1-0 up. That's it. And then I'm sitting here trying to work out who the competition winner is. I'm trying to multitask.
I'm 1 minute behind.
Pete, give us a monologue.
I'm 1 minute behind, so I'm always afraid that if I talk...
Chris, you've had your chance.
I can talk all day, you know that. Look, a couple of things I was going to say just as it was going to come round. to me just before the goal is that one, Willett 4 or 5 times before the goal has been the one to arrive in the box from the midfield, and he's actually been supporting Wilson. So there's more than one option in the box. I was a little just before the goal. I was so annoyed with St. Max. He got through, and I was saying shoot, but then he played it, and it was just a fantastic ball, great finish, boost the confidence to Willett. The one thing I'll say about Southampton is they're playing an extremely high line, and with the pace that we've got, and I think that's where a couple of our chances have come from, is just long balls like Shaw. Martin was spot on. That ball from Shaw was outstanding. That's what you want him for in defence, to come out and play balls like that. And they've got the defenders are not fast. They've not got pace, but Ryan Bertrand is probably the one with any bit of pace, but the other three are not. So they're playing such a high line. So Wilson, if you time it right and get the ball right, there are chances there, 100%. Yeah. And I was going to say before we scored, they were just the couple of things I'd spotted. The other thing that I'd spotted is that Jamal Lewis, someone that had a hamstring complaint, is playing 100% at maximum. So that looks positive. It looks positive so far. But it just seems like, just like that, it just seems like we're a little bit unorganised at the back. We're missing a leader in that defence, because we just seem to be getting... all it takes really is one ball and our defence gets split. You look at that there, it just stops.
No shape, Pete. No shape to that back at all.
The line is not straight. It's all over the place. And that's where those VAR decisions could potentially go against us, because we're not staying in line. So, you know, there are one or two worries there on the break. But actually, there are chances here. There are chances here for us. And the key for me is that we've still got players that can come off the bench later on in the game and still effective, with the likes of Fraser and Richie and maybe one or two others. So, look, there was chances here to really put this game to bed. And we need to make sure that we don't do what we do against Palace and start sitting back. We had that chance straight after we scored where we looked to get forward. We need to keep going at them, keep pushing them back. Do not give them any opportunity to think that they can get back into this game. And if we can get a second goal, that could potentially kill the game as a tie.
Yeah, Manquillo is struggling. He's been down. He's been getting treatment. There's been a stoppage in play for the last 2 minutes. He's limping off. He's not getting helped off, so one would imagine he might be all right to come back on, but he does look very, very ginger. No sign of Graham Jones. Big focus on the touchline, obviously there. Steve Bruce was there. Agnew was there. Still no sign of Graham Jones. You would think he was potentially sitting in the stands again for the first half, but let's hope Manquillo can at least come round from this. Yeah.
So, sorry to interrupt. I think someone in the chat said that Jones is on the touchline.
Yeah, people say that, but the footage that I've seen, you can't. There hasn't been. Kraft's getting stripped anyway.
Kraft and Manquillo's done.
Yeah, Manquillo is.
He's walking like shit himself, isn't he?
Yeah, but what bizarrely happened there, I don't know whether it's a COVID thing, he just wasn't getting any help off the pitch. He was like, there was no like arm around him and like, like to protect the leg, whether we're using this whole Bruce, run it off, man. Run it off, man, run it off, yeah.
Does anyone know what he did?
If it starts to hurt, push through.
No, it looked like he got clipped with the ball, Pete, as the ball went through. It looked like it just kind of clipped his foot, maybe obviously twisted or something, but it didn't look like it was a contact. It looked like it was the ball when...
Southampton through.
Great save.
Great save by Darlow. Who?
I didn't say the other, Pete. I was too busy listening to you, mate, concentrating on what you were saying.
Right, okay. We have a winner. The Spider VPN router is going to be won in the very first match by Barry Hogan. Him and David Gibson did both get 16 minutes. Barry, though, got in first, and essentially he is going to donate it to Supermac.
Go on.
Well done, lad.
Well done.
Well done, Barry.
So well done, Barry. That's a lovely gesture, mate, and congratulations. But he won 16 minutes on the clock. John from Q-Tech, thank you for keeping an eye on that for us, mate, and thank you to Spider VPN, our main sponsors this month, for giving that away. So I will liaise with Supermac and put you in touch, and I'm sure Malcolm will be very, very happy with that. Al Walid, 24 minutes gone. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. You're smiling, sir.
I'm happy with the goal. I didn't think we scored this kind of goal for maybe very long time. The player who came behind. We've been saying for ages, we need a player behind the striker just to take off the pressure for Wilson. So this position, number 10 position, we've been talking a long time. We need someone there, and I hope the Willock is the right one.
Yep, okay. Kieran, the only concerning thing in the last 10 minutes is that Southampton are getting through quite easily, aren't they?
Yeah.
We are 1-0 up, but Ings is, if we keep giving him the freedom of St James's Park, then he's going to get a goal, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
We need to get a second goal. Really.
Yes!
Oh!
Get in there!
Now, Kieran, this is your... Kieran's done
Let's
the best.
go for 9.
Kieran's just done a classic there. I did the commentator's curse. Kieran's just done a classic bit of commentary. We need a second goal, he said. Well, we've got one. ASM cut into Miggy Almiron. Almiron took the shot. It clipped off the defender's leg and went in. It's probably going to go down as an own goal, lad, but who cares? Newcastle 2-0 up in the rain at St James's Park. Just watching it again. Miggy just took a touch, arrogantly rolled it in front of him, and then just hit it with his left foot. Was it his left or his right? Yeah, it's his left foot.
In off Bednarak, I think.
It's hit a huge deflection off Benderak, I think, on the line, and it's gone past the keeper, in off his leg. 2 deflections, but who cares? Newcastle 2, Southampton 0, and that is a great start by Newcastle. Fantastic.
Benny could be on for his 9.
We mentioned that a lot in Newcastle games. We need people that can actually shoot on goal. We don't take those shots, and we're like, if we're not going to be able to work the ball into the box, shoot on sight. I would rather have a game where they actually have a shot every 3 minutes than just 30 minutes of holding possession and passing it back and forth. It's a waste of time.
The thing with taking those shots, though, Babbo, is the ground is soaking wet. The ball is zipping around. It's hard for the keeper to get a hold of. So
yeah, it's an advantage. So just take it. For some reason, they're just like, oh, we're going to try and work it into the... I'm like, no, shoot. They pay you to take shots every day.
Yeah. Kieran, have you caught up, mate?
No, not yet. I'm still behind.
Is it still 1-0?
Yeah, well, they just scored. That's it.
Did you say the Isle of Man or the Isle of Wight? You're not in Parkhurst, are you?
Isle of Wight, yeah.
You're not in Parkhurst in a cell or something?
No, I'm not.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Well, when it goes in, mate, you will enjoy it. But 2-0 up. I mean, that's a great. That's it. Look, it wasn't the greatest of starts, but we'll take that, won't we, Kieran?
Definitely, yeah. We should. This is how we should be playing every game. We wouldn't have these same issues with conceding stupid goals.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Look, it's a great start and a good start for you. I think ultimately from our point of view, we just got to make sure we keep a hold of it and start cutting out these daft mistakes which are letting Southampton breach our rear guard. I did say before the start of the game I fancied this could be a bit of a goal fest, and if Southampton get a goal back, that's the big concern. They've got the players to turn this round, but it could be a confidence thing. Spenny, your 9-0 prediction at the start, which I laughed at. Well, hey, 7 to go.
There's Jones there, just in the background.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that Newcastle have the...
Yeah, Sam's torturing these, like, isn't he?
He is spending.
They have the ruthlessness to keep going till 9.
Here's 9. All that side.
If we can get a third, I think we can put this to bed. Like Ings and Shea Adams for me, are probably the 2 we need to look at. And a point I think from their midfield as they're pushing up that high line, Pete, that you said, there's almost a point where Southampton have got 5 in the middle there. And with our 3, it's actually too compact for them to get the ball from under their feet. And I think they're struggling with that. So unless it's...
Oh, no.
2-1. That was me. I'm not being funny, but that was my big concern. They've got in 3 times now, and Newcastle haven't learnt the lesson. Minamino is a threat, it has to be said, in and around the box. And he is the man who's caused that caused that issue there. And good goal. Newcastle United 2-1 up now. And yeah, I did feel there was going to be goals in this, but 2 goals in the opening 27 minutes, lads.
That's a good finish.
It's never easy being a Newcastle fan, is it?
Bottle job, FC.
I'm sorry. Darlow shouldn't be getting beat from there. I'm sorry.
Two defenders as well, Pete. He's gone past Hayden and past Kraft. Dead easy there.
Look, that's his near post. A goalkeeper, it's his standard rule. You don't get beat by your near post. He's gone to go down early again. Nah,
It's
I'm
the
not
day
happy.
of the debuts.
I'm not saying that's a good goal. That's poor goalkeeping. I'm sorry. He should not be getting beat from that position. No way, no shape, no form. It's not a great finish. It's just not. I'm not having that.
So
30 minutes played.
Wilson's
30
down
minutes
now.
played. Yep, 30 minutes played. Newcastle United 2, Southampton 1. Wilson was down there. Graham Jones is on the sidelines. There is a couple of photos now circulating on Twitter of him speaking to St Maximin when he was basically when Manquillo was down. So he hasn't been in the stands by the looks of it. He is sitting on the bench. He's just in the background though, as Martin said. So Martin, half an hour gone. What a game.
Yeah, it's been all right so far. I think we're playing okay. We've definitely got enough to catch them and go after it. I think the game is there for the taking, but defensively, obviously Manquillo going off, Kraft coming on, we're a little bit shakier than we were already. So look, they can come back into this, but if we can get a third, then I think we can push on. But I think Spenny's piece, it could be a goal fest. This could be a 5-4 or a 4-3 or anything today, given the weather and given the way the two teams are playing. But Southampton are not confident, so I think we need to take it to them. But they're definitely getting in behind more than they were. So we need to just look at that defensive line. And as Pete said, we were all over the place there before.
Go on, son.
Will it?
Losing Manquillo, unfortunately, is going to affect us massively at the back,
Yeah,
especially with us being so decimated, and bringing Kraft on, who isn't the greatest of players, isn't good news. Burnley are still 0-0 at home to Brighton. We'll keep an eye on that score as the game progresses as well. And as you will have seen on the screen, MK Dons are 2-1 up at home to Sunderland. Wilson is back down again. That's a bit of a concern for us as well. I'm not sure whether he's injured, whether he's having a breather or what, but he's taking a seat on the turf. And let's just wait and see what happens here. Is he going to get any treatment? What's actually going on? Is Steve Bruce telling him to run it off, or is he?
He's
probably gonna tell him to run.
looks like his right thigh. He's sitting there.
Yeah, Steve Bruce, as usual, just standing clueless, looking across, waiting for some kind of treatment. Here comes the physio.
Oh, yeah, he's going underneath the leg heel. Is this a hamstring?
Hamstring, I reckon. Hamstring. He's feeling under.
That's sponge out.
Is it ankle or back calf? Where? I'm not quite sure where he's injured here.
I'm not a medical expert, but I'm sure lifting your leg up and just wiggling it like that doesn't really find out anything in particular. I mean, if that's the case, I've got Graham Jones is actually really right at the back. By the way, we've just had a good. Yeah, Wilson's knackered. We've just seen Graham Jones there, and they've literally created a new seat at the back, right at the back of the dugout. I'm sure that's a new seat. They've just put in a third row. They've get as far back as you can, Graham. We don't want you anywhere near this touchline. Well, here we go. Southampton's got the ball. Wilson is walking off. Is this a substitute, or has he got to go to the halfway line to come back on? What is happening here?
He's finished.
Get him off.
He said to the physio, he's done.
Get him off. Don't want to risk it.
This will be a nightmare for us, though, if he does go off. It really will be. Right, 33 minutes gone. Let's go around the board again. Martin.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll looks like he's coming on.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's a nightmare now, Wilson, if he's injured, especially with the 2 games coming up after this. And again, I've said I think Southampton are there for the taking. So, I mean, you want your top goal scorer staying on, but if he's injured, don't. If it's a slight knock, then don't risk it. But it's concerning. But yeah, game is there. I've said it. Game is there to be taken. I think Southampton will create chances, but I think we're creating the same. Been impressed with Willock so far, getting up there with Wilson. I think Miggy and ASM have been on fire so far. So yeah, look, 34 minutes. I think we've been okay.
Big shout out to JG Active, who says, delusional Newcastle fans. Mate, when you've got to put up with the rubbish that we're watching every week, honestly, mate, when you score 2 goals, you've got to get excited, mate. You've got to get excited. But all fans are welcome. Good to have a Southampton fan on. Look forward to your input. Babo, 2-1 up. Interesting game.
Yeah, it's been. I'm wondering why. I hate to bring up this point again. Bruce was like, "Oh, he's been chasing Dwight Gill. He's been chasing Dwight Gill." now that he has Dwight Gill, he's bringing on Andy Carroll, and I'm like, what is your, like? Does he forget that these things are recordings and like millions of people see what he says? Because
this is what point we're making about Ryan Fraser. You know,
Yeah.
big
Here
Joe
we
Linton.
go, lads. Here we go now.
Joe Linton's on for Wilson. Oh my God!
You see what I mean? It's almost like he's like, oh, you guys think I'm a shitty manager. How can I prove to you that I'm a shittier manager than you think? And I'm like, why?
Oh my God.
What did we do to offend you? We asked you to play football the right way, play the players in the right positions.
Yeah.
I'm also a bit disappointed that Hayden was caught out of position for that Minamino's goal. It was just one touch, and Hayden was like, oh, shit, it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing about wanting to play, I want to play Fraser and ASM together as well. That's just another one of those things. I want to play them together. So he gets the opportunity to play them together, and he never does. So it's just another Bruceism. It's another load of rubbish that he spouts, you know, unfortunately.
Well, I'm hoping that Joe Linton actually has a good game this time.
Okay, Chris. Chris, this is a mad game of football, mate. You know, we've got it is a bit like El Alamo here because Maximin's walking around injured. Willock looks knackered. You know, we could end up with a situation where we're losing players left, right, and centre here.
Yeah, my app is 45 seconds behind, so I like to keep it short in case I'm talking over some development in the future. Because you guys are all in the future. Like Al-Walid was in the future today when he said,
now you're making this sound like an episode of Doctor Who, Chris. 45 seconds is not the future. It's not the future.
It's the near future.
If that was 45 seconds, Martin and Doc, they would have been the worst 3 Back to the Future films you've ever watched.
Well, it would have been.
Sorry of my life, 43 seconds, mind.
And you know what? If there was somebody who was going to take it into the gutter, it was going to have to be Spenny. And you know, this is you know,
family show.
Steve is like PG-13, okay?
It's a family show, but this one really is for you, Chris. Hold on. There we go. Doctor Who, Chris. Into the future.
I honestly I've never seen an episode in my life, so I'm missing out. Yeah, this is a worrying development. I'm with the lads. I don't know why, if you rate Gale so high, that you wouldn't put him on over Joe Linton and Andy Carroll. It's pathetic, and you know, I would probably throw on Fraser there instead of Joe Linton. I mean, even an injured, a hobbling Fraser is better than Joe Linton, you know, on his best.
Yeah, well, collectively, I mean, we all just groaned when Joe Linton came on. Andy Carroll was warming up. He must be wondering what on earth he's got to do now, I suppose, to get in when Joe Linton's getting in ahead of him. But look, we'll see what happens. Yeah, Newcastle 2-1 up, Pete. You've got your head in your hands. Can you see something that we can't? Or have you just seen are the Daleks coming?
No,
However, Pete, you can't be speechless, mate. You're never quiet.
I know. I've always got something to say, but I'm just.
You're on mute.
I'm genuinely worried about how this game was going to unfold now. Without Wilson as that focal point, who was getting so much joy in putting those centre backs all over the place, having Joe Linton on, those centre backs are going to think we're playing with 10 men now. And I worry from that point of view, but I also worry from you look at St. Maximin, he looks like he's struggling. We've got question marks about Jamal Lewis. We've already made 2 subs. I'm just worried that we're going to end up playing with 10 or 9 men in this game and end up throwing it away from such a positive position. I'm just worried about it. There were still chances in this game. Willock, ASM are still creating opportunities going forward. We need to keep that momentum up. For me, ASM and Jamal Lewis with Willock a close third in terms of performers in this first half. I think Jamal Lewis, with all the question marks about him and the fact that they've played all their play down our left-hand side, I think he's handled it really well. Looking at our back line, it seems like Hayden is the one that's out of position the most. I think everyone else seems to be in structure. Hayden's going out to collect the ball like a midfielder, but then he's leaving us with a gap in and behind. And I think that's how the Minamito goal came about, is that he went too far forward to get the ball, didn't get it, and then had to track back and wasn't able to get back in to get that, to get the shot on goal. So he needs to be aware of it. Obviously, he's not a centre-back, and we know that, but we're going to have to be aware of that because, they've got players up there that are dangerous. We've not even talked about Ings or Shea Adams. Shea Adams scored against us last time. Ings, we already know about. He was a dangerous striker, and we've lost our dangerous striker. They've still got theirs on the pitch, and that's what worries me.
Yeah, JG, the Southampton fans asking what's your thoughts on Southampton's new signing, Minamino. I like him. He looks as if he's a very talented young player, doesn't he?
He was never going to work at Liverpool. He was never going to work, and it's the same with Divock Origi, it's the same with Shaqiri, all very, very talented players in a team that they can play week in, week out. When you're playing for Liverpool and you're just going to be sitting on the bench, you're not always going to perform at the level that you're capable of. And it was a really strange move at the time that he went to Liverpool anyway, because he was playing so much, his club before in Germany, and he was playing well, and then all of a sudden he's sitting on the bench. And I think you'd see the quality come through in his loan at Southampton. And if I was him, I'd be looking to leave Liverpool. He's not going to get anywhere. But we need to be quiet.
Carl Hope says Joe Linton's hair looks nice, Pete, anyway.
Oh, don't get me started on that. He's an absolute it's as I said last time, everyone gets their haircut. All of the players have got their haircuts apart from Hendricks. It happens, but don't put it on social media. Don't put pictures on there. It's just a really stupid move. But, with the way that Joe Linton plays sometimes, I'm not really surprised he put that picture on social media. I've got to be honest with you.
I think that's the problem when you feed into your own hype, because he's not really performing. And secondly, I'm like, you have the privilege to be able to get your haircut and people just overlook it because you are an entertainer, right? But then you go, oh, look at this. Take a picture when you're not even performing, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Bruce needs media training because that man is just terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
Training. He just needs training, full stop.
In everything. Management, man management, media, talking, tactics.
Yeah. The one thing we've missed today, Al-Walid, of course, is that, obviously injuries forced it upon him, but he's lost his record of bringing on somebody on the 65th minute.
Yeah.
So, Al-Walid, he's broken a record today, Bruce.
Bruce, when you said he's clueless, it was funny. When Wilson was on the floor, he looked behind like he should know already who's gonna replace.
Brighton are 1-0 up, lads.
Yep.
Brighton have scored.
Yeah, we got that in the chat from a couple of people earlier on. 1-0 up to Brighton. Yeah, go on, Al-Walid.
Yeah, so he was looking thinking, okay, who I'm gonna get. And it should be already okay. Wilson down, he should know exactly who is the replacement. But I was seeing some. For me, actually, I want to Carroll to play because I think this game needs experience, especially with the situation of Southampton. And he was doing any good last games he played. I don't know why he chose Joe Linton. I just maybe to show the haircut thing. I don't know, but I saw some. I don't recall some coach interview. He been asked how you can choose in this situation, who you can choose if you have like three attackers, who you should choose in replacement in such a situation. He said, when I look to the players, I can see who is really ready to play from his eyes or from his the way he look. If he look direct at me, that means he's ready. So I think Julian did this.
Well, that's an interesting.
Like-
that is an
like,
interesting
look at this.
theory.
I didn't do this for no reason, okay?
Interesting theory. Sunderland still 2-1 down at MK Dons, for those of you who are interested in the demise of our local neighbours. Over to you, Kieran, then. Coming up to half-time, you'll talk us into half-time. We've got 4 minutes of added time due to the stoppages and substitutions. But yeah, still 2-1 up, mate. Happy with that?
Yeah, I suppose. I still think we're going to bottle this, though. I really do. I think they're bringing a few subs on second half, and that could be the difference. I think we're probably going to have to take Alan St-Maximin off because he's not looking that great, to be fair. I mean, if we can get Fraser on, hopefully we can cause them some problems down our end as well. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Question for you here, Spenny, from, I couldn't even pronounce that name, but we'll just call him Mr. U. When is the takeover happening, Spenny? Any idea?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Cheers, mate. Okay. What's your take on this game so far? 2 minutes to go till half time. Newcastle 2-1 up.
It's a bit of a joke, man. How can you put a player on who's just broke the club's rules for going for a haircut and put him on the pitch before someone who looks like Teen Wolf? Carol. It's right, isn't it? What's the rest of them going to think? They might have gone out and all gone to the barbers and get a game then. Go on.
And that's a big thank you to our... It's a big thanks to our haircut correspondent, Spenny.
Well, you know, I'm sure bats and sides. That's right, though, isn't it? How can you put something like so much of a disciplinary area in it, Bruce?
Yeah, I've got to be honest. £200 fine, and then suddenly finding yourself back on the pitch today. I really don't understand it. I mean, that's
just make a good bacon sandwich. That's all I can say, Steve.
It's not even just the fine. The fine, you're not playing well, and then you're getting on the pitch before the experienced and more advanced players. And I'm like, what message does that send to anyone who is actually a footballer that believes in meritocracy? Because now you're just like, I don't care if you're good or not. If you're my friend, you're getting on the pitch.
Yep, exactly.
Get the pictures, get your hair cut and all sorts. Get a game. You can't shout at the manager because he'll fucking drop you.
Yeah.
I think we've got another yellow card there, didn't we? Kraft is now being booked.
But he didn't even touch him.
No,
He didn't even touch him.
He didn't touch the ball though either. He was there to get the ball first easily, and
but that's not a yellow though, Pete. That's not a yellow.
Unfortunately, the referee's made a rod for his own back by making a ludicrous yellow card earlier on, and now he's got to do it for every single one. That's the problem.
The reason why it's yellow is because if Bertrand actually gets that ball, he's in on goal, and that's why. He's in on goal. There's no one tracking him back.
Sorry, it's not a yellow.
That's the only reason why it's there. The actual tackle itself definitely isn't the yellow, 100%.
Dying seconds of the first half, Southampton have a dangerous free kick here. They're lofting the ball in, but it's right into the back post. Lewis gets the ball, and that should clear it. That should it.
Why is it, Steve? I think every team except just can take free kicks. Because it must be the poorest team to take free kicks in the whole world.
Who's that?
Go on, Migs.
Go on.
Yeah!
Fuck you, Southampton.
I'm front runner for today. I predicted 3-1. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
That's a goal.
McCarthy, you donkey.
Wow,
What was he doing? He's in my fucking dream team.
What happened? It's on 45 seconds behind.
Perfect time.
He was miles out.
Jump in your TARDIS, Chris.
Chris, don't worry. I'm a minute behind, and I'm just watching the highlights. Don't worry.
So basically, Almiron picked up a loose ball. Loose ball was a crazy ball from the Southampton goalkeeper to the fullback. Almiron nipped in, took it past the fullback, and struck the ball with his left foot past the diving keeper to make it 3-1. He celebrates at the Leazer's end in front of nobody on his knees. And Fantastic. 3-1. That is a very important goal. McCarthy shaking his head. He's completely to blame for that goal for Southampton. Stupid move by the goalkeeper. And to be honest, the Southampton manager doesn't look very happy. Graham Jones is still trying to coach from the very back of the very back of the dugout as well. It's almost as if he was whispering there. He's like going like that, you know, like behind Steve Bruce's back. You know what I mean? So,
He's looking past me.
Steve Bruce is going, run it off, and then you got Graham Jones at the back going,
No.
ignore him.
What was your thought?
Get off.
Unbelievable.
Can I just say, with that third goal, the pressing and the pace and the work rate from ASM and Miggy to close the ball down was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And that's what Miggy's all about. You know, we've talked about it before. Miggy needs to be further forward where he can impact the game like that. Again, for the third game running, I think he's been fantastic. And he deserves that goal. And the work rate is gifted him, is sort of rewarding getting the goal. It was
I actually would have pushed him up a little bit, Pete. I'd have been more inclined to push him more central, bring Fraser on rather than Joe Linton, and have Miggy and Wilcock interchange. I think you'd actually get more out of that than we get from Joe Linton.
Playing Joe Linton is what you're doing. You're kind of playing a back to goal type of striker, but we don't need that in this game. They're playing such a high line. It's about pace.
It's pace in behind in the transition.
And Neil on the bench, just watching like, bruh.
Well, I think
you didn't let me leave during the transfer window. He and Carol, you didn't let me leave during the transfer window. You're not letting me play, and you're putting people that are less qualified than me. Like, what is the point?
I think they're just
had a funny thought there. Like, I think Joe Linton might score today.
Penny, now you are. First you said 9-0, now you're saying he's going to score. Get definitely out of here, lad. Get out of it.
We need Andre on. We need Andre on to tell us the last time we had 3 goals in the first half of a match. I don't remember the last time we did that.
Keith Toll, who won the quiz yesterday, he is the absolute stat man. So
Liam needs to be on this show when we actually win again.
Hopefully, Keith Cole, Statman Keith is on there. He'll know that stat 100%.
Look, he's on 2 wins at 2, hopefully.
I asked Andre in the group chat.
Go on, the Martin. Give us your views on that first half. Fantastic to see Newcastle 3-1 up. I still think there's more goals in this game.
I absolutely agree. I think there's more in it, but I think there's more in it for both sides. I think there's more there for us as well. First half, obviously disappointing pieces. Wilson and Manquillo going off. I'd be interested to find out what the deal is with Wilson. But if it is a knock, then look, give Bruce slight credit. Get him off early. Don't risk it and lose him for more games over the season because we do need him. Midfield, Hendrick and Shelby being okay. Very impressed with Willock. Took his goal well. I think he's adding a dimension. It's extra legs. We're getting people into the box. Miggy and ASM have been very bright. Almiron took the goal, 2 goals well. ASM is at their back 4. I think Southampton are sloppy in defence. So there's definitely more goals there. I think key for me for the halftime talk needs to really be Hayden or somebody leading that back 4, keeping the line straight. As Pete said, we're a bit disorganised and disjointed. I think if we can keep that line straight, not do nothing too stupid, keep the fouls low, then I think this game is ours to lose. But look, Southampton, can score goals, but at the minute we're not giving them a sniff, and I think credit has to go to Jamal Lewis because I think he's been really, really good this half. He's played his ball, he's got wide when he's needed to, he's not got caught out, he's defended well. So yeah, look, and he's up against a tough front too and a tough side. So yeah, look, credit to him. So yeah, enjoyable half for once.
Yeah, enjoyable half, Babu. 3-1 up. Can we keep it tight in the second half, do you think, and get 3 points?
I hope we can. We have as Al-Walid said already, we have a habit of capitulating when it comes to the 70th minute. We're just like, oh yeah, that substitution has not come in yet. Okay, time to just relax, and that's the problem. But what I'm scared of now is a red card because we can't afford that, and with the surface being very slippy, it is very likely either Shelby or Hendrick will probably have one of those days. Now I point them out because they are going after very fast and physically strong midfielders from Southampton. So I'm very scared that will happen. But if we can do it, we just need to put on a defensive midfielder that can close everything down and just see out the game. I'll be fine with my 3-1 prediction. Anything other than that, we're in trouble.
Okay, we just had a message on Twitter from Sean. He's got past these on. Anybody know anything about these? He says he just wants information on what they are. They're die-cast models, and they're like little trucks. So, was there a reason for these? Was there, with a limited edition? It looks like a Rington's tea kind of thing, that they would do. I don't know. I've got no idea. Anybody know what the idea was behind these? What they are? Is it was it to commemorate something? I've got no idea. I've got to be perfectly honest. So, anybody in the chat can help Sean. He is under the name of Local Hero. Give him a shout. Well, now I was searching for a photograph of a Doctor Who that looks like Chris, and I've found one. Patrick Troughton. Chris, that was the one. That's the one you want to watch. Now he's got this. Hold on, very like you, Chris. You've got the hair. Look, you've got the hair going on.
Clean shaven, like.
Clean shaven. So Patrick Troughton, I think he was either the second or the third Doctor Who, Chris. But just getting back to your time travelling experiences, 45 seconds behind and all that. What has the game finished, and what did you make of it the first half, Chris?
Yeah, up and down. Typical roller coaster of emotions for Newcastle, and it's just the first half. I did a quick Google to find out if I could see any. The last time Newcastle scored 3 goals in the first half, and I came up empty. So hopefully our stats gurus will chime in on that. But you got to say it's encouraging play. A bit unlucky from Southampton there. That was a lucky deflection to get the third goal, but. I have to think that you're probably seeing Graham Jones' influence in reshaping the squad. He's not in charge of bringing in new players, but working with what we've got. Because I don't trust Steve Bruce to work with what we've got, and it just seems like they've just got a different kind of attitude. I feel like they're kind of over Bruce and kind of. In Graham Jones' corner, and obviously, like an assistant manager can't make a whole bunch of difference for a squad, but it just seems like they were thirsty for something other than Bruce, and Bruce is not going to be sacked. Clearly, it seems like they're actually will keep him through the end of the season, but it does seem like Graham Jones is like a new signing, but obviously, I'm very happy for our new boy Willock. What the debut goal they just showing him again on the replay there. Since you guys probably already saw that a minute ago. But I'm pleased with the lad, and I want to see more of him because I know he won't. We don't have an option to buy him at the end of the season, but he's a young, dynamic player. Something that we don't really get from the Longstaffs or any of the other young guys that are sort of making up our under 23 or like that age player. We don't really have any. We haven't really had anyone like Willock, even as a loan signing that's a young dynamic goal scorer.
Yeah, fair enough. JJ Active is our Southampton fan today. He says, can't fault it. You're having a cracking game. If I'm honest, we need Forster in goal over McCarthy because we've had our best games when Forster's been in goal. Thanks for that comment. Minamino's goal was good though, mate. You've got to be optimistic about the way he plays. What a strike that was for a debut goal as well. Pete, your views on that first half, mate?
Certainly better than I was expecting. Going forward, we've seen a genuine threat. Even with Wilson going off, we still like we could create chances. That ball in and behind is the one that's going to, I think, kill Southampton off, particularly in the second half, because they just don't seem to be able to handle Set Maximin. Set Maximin's been outstanding. He's been fantastic. He really has. He's ball in God knows how many weeks, and he just comes back in and he's so lightning, so quick, so dangerous. Miggy alongside him. it's been really good to see. And Willock making those deep runs. Hasn't made the deep runs as the half went on. I think he's trying to manage himself. He hasn't played a lot of football, so rightly so. Hopefully he's still got some left in the tank second half. But it's been really good to see. Defensively, I'm worried. I am worried because they are gifting too many opportunities to Southampton. I think if we had Fernandes and Clark at the back today, I don't see Southampton scoring at all. I think we'd be really, really solid back then. But it is mismatched. We haven't got our strongest back four, so fair play for them. They're digging in. Like Martin said, Lewis has been fantastic at the back there. You know what? I've been trying to see who played the ball to St. Maximin for Miggy's goal, the one that was the deflected goal, and I think it was Hendrick. And that ball to St. Maximin across their back line was fantastic. So fair play to Hendrick there. He doesn't really get many positives, but he was very good playing that ball. The one thing I want in the second half is the work rate from Shelby and Hendrick. It has been there in the first half, but when the game carries on, those two tend to tire, and we haven't got the amount of subs available that we'd like to make the changes. So they're going to have to put in an absolute shift now, knowing that we've got a week's rest until the next game to ensure that we get these points. That third goal was crucial. We need these points today. With results going against us with the Brighton, we need these 3 points. As someone said in the chat, James Dean, 11 points clear after this game if we win. It's massive. It's massive.
Yeah, somebody got the TV on if they can knock it off because it's causing a bit of feedback. I'm not sure who's got the TV on, but I can hear it. Somebody, yeah, good stuff. That's it. Lots of questions coming in, lots of stuff coming on in the chat. Nicholas, he made us laugh with that one. He says, Warlass heard 3 cheers in 45 minutes. He popped her head into the bedroom and asked if I'm watching the rugby. That's how strange it is. Yano says, give Joe Linton a break. Does it really make sense to bring on Carroll or Gale, who's had more injuries than the US Army had during Vietnam?
Yes.
Very, very, very good point. Al-Walid, your take on that first half, mate, and how do you see the second half going?
Some stuff I want to say, but regarding this comment, I bet if we are losing the score, if we are losing, he will not put Joe Linton in. He will put Gale or Carroll. But because we are winning, he put Joe Linton, and this is a big concern. Anyway, the point. Now we are in dangerous situation. 3-1, it's not enough because
Wow.
Because Southampton very angry to lose against us. They will try to do pressure, especially on the sides. I noticed the right side at Manquillo before he injured. Also with the Craft, I think they are focused on that side, and we noticed the goal. Inamoto, he take Hayden by one move, and what I'm afraid of that the good thing we have 4 still. Okay, even with Joe Linton, we have 4 on the front. So if we are leaning for defense, we are gonna lose the game because Southampton will do much more pressure. And they will make spaces. We noticed the goalkeeper mistake of Southampton because they are really frustrated. They didn't want to lose again, so they will try to. It will be huge spaces behind, so it's important to keep the 4 player in the front. We just don't want to lend to the back.
Yeah. Anybody translate that? Anybody? Chris?
I'll get on it.
Anybody can you no, nobody translate that? I've got no idea what that says. It's something about Almiron, but
Spanish.
Yeah, I took French at school. Can you translate that, Al-Walid? You're having a look.
It's about Almiron.
About school diving, isn't it?
Is it a positive, Al-Walid?
It's something. Yeah, it's something about the goal
of Almiron.
Yeah, something about the pass to goal from Almiron. Something as he plays for South America, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a positive. Thank you very much, Osmar. Thank you for that. Kieran, your take on the first half. How do you see the second half going?
Yeah, it's very positive for a change. I mean, I think if we get another goal, I think the game's done. I can't really see them coming back from that. But what I would say now is that don't write them off now, because they've still got a lot of threat in that team. So we just need to be a bit careful in defence, because there still could be a mistake, I think. But yeah, I think if we get another goal, I think that's getting done for me.
Yeah. Okay, Spenny. The teams are back on the pitch for the second half. How do you see the second half going, mate?
I can see he's getting another goal. They look terrible at the back. Goalkeeper's having a bit of a there. I don't think they like the rain at all. Southampton. For me, the front four have been brilliant. I think that should be our front four all the time. When Wilson's back, obviously. The young lad, Almiron and Max. For me, that's the four we should be playing all the time.
Okay, Somalia to CFC London is blue. Watching from Somalia. Welcome. Nice to have different fans on from different clubs. Great to have you on. Newcastle, Southampton get the second half underway, and Newcastle are leading by 3-1. And we'll be keeping an eye, especially on ASM, because his first game back, no substitutions at half time. Obviously, his first game back starting a game, so obviously be checking on his fitness. But we both fancy more goals in this, Martin, don't we?
Yeah, I think there is, mate. I think the front four. Steve Hasty just on the group chat there makes a good point. He said the movement and speed of transition, Miggy running on.
Oh,
should have been 4-1. Shelby misses an absolute sitter.
How's he missed?
Twat Voldemort.
Yeah, misses an absolute sitter. What was Steve Hasty's point? Sorry,
so he just said that Miggy's after picking up the ball and the speed of transition, Miggy running into the final third and not the defensive third's making it different. Miggy, ASM and Wilcock with the pace in the final third's proven problematic for Southampton. All we need is for Shelby and Hendricks need to sit a little bit tighter in centre midfield. Don't get stretched, win the ball, free up the other three and let them do their job.
Yeah.
Absolutely bang on. Tighten up the second half, centre midfielders sit a little bit deeper, win the ball back and just play simple transitional football and let the front 3 or 4 do that thing with the pace. And I think there's more to get at Southampton.
Well, fairness, Martin, that I messaged him 10 minutes ago. That
did you? There's too many big words in there for you, Spenny. You never sent that, lad.
Now, if that had been Chris in his time machine, then I would have agreed. But definitely not Spenny. Babbo.
Only 45 seconds ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Martin is very right. That's what we need to do. And we all kind of have a feeling that's what we need to do, but we have to wait and see what Bruce decides to do, because he can decide now.
We need to stop doing this, though, Babbo. We need to stop giving free kicks away outside the edge of the box.
I said it at the start. That's actually one of the reasons that I was scared. Have they taken the free kick?
Yeah, Ward Prowse lining this up just outside the box.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's just make sure. Oh my
central.
God.
Yeah, just to the left of centre.
Thanks to Mike Stewart for the translation. He says Osmar was saying something like they need to give the goal to Almiron because he is South American. That's what I understood. My missus is Spanish. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks.
Oh, what a goal.
That was a great goal.
Ward Prowse, huh?
Yeah,
Prowse,
fantastic.
there you go.
Fantastic free kick. Reminded us of my old days as a felling centre half, striking the ball like that into the top corner.
That's my danger man again. Noted twice. The twice we played them twice, I said, don't give stupid free kicks away at the edge of the box because he will punish us. And that's 2 games he's done it now to us.
Yeah, when
do we learn?
And I said this at the start of the game that is probably going to happen because there's no. Okay, let's just be positive and say we're going to get something out of this game because I'm tired of all this negativity. But we just need to we need to freshen up that midfield. Someone on a yellow card has to leave. I'm sorry.
Getting booked.
This could be a 4-3. It's got a feeling of a 4-3. I think Southampton are going to get level, and I think it's going to be a toss of a coin to see who's going to win this game. That's how it feels. But yeah, I think there is more goals in this 100%. Gary Hannon, thank you very much. He has just donated £5 in the chat to go towards the food bank, he says. So well done, Gary. That's very nice of you.
Someone's been sent off.
Yeah, we're just trying to focusing on this here.
Hendrick.
Is it Hendrick?
Hendrick's been sent off for a second yellow.
So exactly what we expected.
Now it becomes 4-3.
Absolute idiot. He is.
Pulling Minamino's shirt.
Bloody hell, man.
No, it wasn't. Was it? Yeah.
Hi. Definitely
Second yellow, and
Idiot.
it was a stupid thing to do.
He's crap.
No need to
He's
do that.
absolutely crap. He is.
But that card actually wasn't coming there until Ward Prowse went to the referee and pointed it out that it was a second.
He was giving it to Willett. It beforehand.
Yeah. Ward Prowse got in the referee's ear there.
That makes it even more stupid.
Oh, snitch.
Snitches get stitches, apparently.
This is it. We're going to throw the game away now. Seriously.
No,
That's
Bruce will bring on Andy Carroll soon.
all over.
Effective a whole half with 10 men.
Yeah.
Burnley have equalised 1-1 against Brighton, so at least there is some positive news to come out of the last 5 minutes. Chris, how's life back at 40? Back in the past?
Yeah, well, I was sitting on the translation for the Almiron comment, so you guys just got the proper translation about that. But yeah, no, it was complimenting Almiron for he should get credit for the goal.
Well, of course, in the olden days where you live, Chris, then it probably meant something different. The dialect and that changes in the future, you see.
I know. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that Ferris Bueller line. Like life moves pretty fast. You can miss. You could if you sit around, you can miss it. So yeah, this I know I said it in the pregame. This didn't look like a shootout for me, but it's definitely headed in that direction, especially with Hendrick being sent off. So bracing myself for an equalizer because this is going to be a right dogfight to the end here. I don't know what Graham Jones has up his sleeve because you know that Bruce has no he doesn't adjust his tactics, so he would probably play the same no matter if he had 10 men on the pitch or not. So hopefully Graham Jones has figured out how to defend against 10 guys and maybe get a cheeky counter-attack goal here.
Bruce having a job is an insult to every Premier League manager that's alive now.
Yes.
I literally predicted this. I said we need to take off someone with a yellow because either Shelby or Hendrick is going to get a red card. Literally, I said that. I knew that was coming because you could see it. Man with 20 years of experience can't even see the basic stuff in front of him. And then, okay. Quiet.
There's not one other Premier League club that would employ Steve Bruce as a manager or an assistant manager, I think.
They're just playing for set pieces now.
Raji Gaji says Pete's body language says it all. You're giving a lot away, Pete. Unfortunately, Pete, come to you, Pete. It's this is classic Newcastle at the moment. We should have been out of sight, but a ludicrous second yellow is now.
Honestly, Steve, we are going to throw this game away. We are playing right into Southampton's hands. We really are. We're giving stupid free kicks away. I mean, the one for Hayden for Ward-Prowse's goal, it wasn't going anywhere. It was literally back to goal. There's no need to try and win the ball in that situation. Just like the one with Shaw, where he's jumping in on him right near the corner flag. They're bound to go down. It's like having a corner with Ward-Prowse there. We are playing into their hands. We are giving them free kicks. And it's clear they've just had the ball. They've been able to bring it 20 yards out of their defence without being pressed at all. Because Joe Linton is just literally standing around doing nothing. And again, say from Darlow, we are literally hanging on right now. What I would do right now is get another central midfielder on or another runner, whether it's Gale, I'd be taking Joe Linton off. Joe Linton is a non-factor in this game right now, and I'm not saying it from a disrespectful point of view. We need guys that are going to work hard, press, and run off the ball.
We need a Richie.
I'd get Richie into that midfield.
Yeah.
Joe Linton off, get Richie in there. At least you've got a workhorse.
Put Dummett in, put Hayden back in the midfield.
We need Dummett is probably
somebody.
gonna get injured even during this match if he came on. This
Really
is the ironic part.
Don't get a clue him. Should be taking some now.
I'm not
It's
sure
not the
about
same.
either. I'm worried about the fact that we're going to lose the game. That's what I'm worried about more than anything, because
Yeah,
I
that's the problem.
do believe that Southampton will get another goal. So it's a case of whether we're able to hold on and actually get something from this game. We can already see we're all defending in our own half now. Look, Joe Linton's not even bothering to press the man further forward. You can see it. It's just laziness, and laziness is going to cost us here. Because the defense is already shaky. Their tails are up. They're bang up for this right now because they can see that they can get back into this game. I'm worried, big time.
Yeah, I mean, it does speak a lot that even though Southampton got battered 9-0 and they had injury problems, Newcastle fans were still like, we're not really sure if we can get anything from this game. And our manager came out and said, oh, they are still really a strong side. I'm like, bruh, for once, come out in a press conference and be like, okay, we've got a good chance at getting something.
He's incapable. He's incapable of that.
It's disappointing. It's like going into war and your commander is like, guys, I know we're going to get all shot to pieces here, but run anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Southampton are camped in our half at this moment, Al-Walid, and down to 10 men. A long way to go, 35 minutes plus stoppages as Newcastle win a free kick. Almiron is brought down, holds his ankle, but he's going to be okay. But yeah, this isn't what we wanted to see, Al-Walid. Disappointing.
I wish if that shot by Shelby, it will be 4, and I think it will be done. We need a goal, just one goal, and I still hope, you still think we can win this thing, but we need to. I'm not gonna sing it dirty a little bit. We need to try to get the other players of Southampton to tackle us. To get they need to have also yellow cards, but this is the problem. Now we have to get defend in the back because we lose one player. I think I can notice Joe Willock have trying to support Shelby instead of Hendrik. But as you say, Joe Linton is another red card for me. It's not the time. It's not the time for him actually to play. Because now we can see Southampton, they are very relaxed attacking us, even before Hendrik sent off.
Yeah, Newcastle still. Well, it's 3-2 to Newcastle still, but 28% possession. Kieran, Southampton really turning the screw at the minute, using that extra man to their advantage.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, judging by this, we've got absolutely no chance for holding on. I agree with Pete. I think we do well to get anything out of this game now. I really do. I think. I mean, potentially we could get another red card here, and then we are in big trouble. Then definitely.
Yeah, I would agree, mate. I would agree. Bringing Joe Linton on ahead of Gale was criminal, says Ben. Spenny, can we hold on?
This bloody referee's a nightmare. He's just getting on free kicks all the time. He is, man. I think we will hold on. Harkin says holding on to this. But they needed substitution. They need to put somebody on there. They need to put Aiden in the midfield, bring Dummett on, and take Joe Linton off, wherever his name is. And I'll do what the Pete said. But honest, we're just clutching the stars as usual. We 3-1 up, and we give it in the last minute, and then they'll come up at the end of the game and score. Good shit.
Wayne Bennett has just sent us this photograph on Twitter. He says, when you think our stats are bad, action areas in the Burnley-Brighton game, 66% possession for Burnley, 33% in the middle of the midfield, 1% possession for Brighton. So, yeah, I think, well, at least there's always somebody worse off than you anyway.
Is that young lad still playing for Brighton? Who had a stormer against us?
Lamptey.
The right back. Lamptey.
Lamptey, yeah.
I don't know.
He was good in, wasn't he?
It was.
Still 1-1 in that game anyway, and Sunderland have got an equaliser against MK Dons, so it's now Sunderland 2, MK Dons 2. They've played about the same amount of time as us. Martin, an hour on the clock. Normally we'd be getting excited because we'll be getting towards Steve Bruce's favourite substitution time, 65 minutes, but that's long gone. What's he going to do to secure the 3 points?
I'd say there's a chance at some point he's going to throw Carroll up there. I think the lads are right. The Joe Linton situation. I mean, he's got Fraser, but I think for me, I'd like to. Richie would be a good choice for me, kind of coming into that centre midfield, or as the lad said, maybe get Dummett back in and push Hayden back into midfield.
Fucking hell, man! He's
40 million, lads.
ridiculous.
Don't forget, hang on, Pete. 40 million, and he got a haircut. Don't pick on him.
He's absolutely shocking. He is.
But I think we just need to batten down the hatches a little bit, Steve. But I think the other thing for me as well that's going to start to catch people out. Look at the middle of the pitch here with the water.
Yeah.
And the ball is starting to stick under feet now, so there's a chance of mistimed tackles. There's a chance of the ball sticking. So I think it's certainly not looking good in the middle of the pitch there. So it'll be interesting. But again, I think it's anybody's game. I think some of the lads are right. It could go 4-2, or it could go 3-3 and finish 4-3 to them. So there's still more in it. But Shelby's becoming a bit of a bystander at the minute for me. The legs are gone. Willock is probably wondering where he's meant to be, given Hendrick's gone off. Is he dropping back? Does he go forward? So I think we need to just... I think probably Dummett is the right one. I think the front 3 or 4 are probably doing okay, barring Joe Linton, but maybe Dummett on.
The front.
I would take Joe Linton off and then push Hayden back in with Hendrick, back in with Shelby, sorry.
I mean, I would agree, but he's not going to take Joe Linton off, is he, Babu?
No, he's not. But
No, he's not. He's probably going to take St. Maximin or Willock off, and then either if he's been in a joyous mood, put Andy Carroll on there, which will piss everyone off, and then at the end of the game, you'll say I saw some positives regardless of what happens. I don't know. If Shelby comes up, we lose creativity, but that means then we just go long. And given how high the Southampton line is and how they are pushing for an equalizer, we can catch them out. But it's all depending on if Steve Bruce is going to either be someone who has watched football for the last 40 years or just a guy who is trying to piss off fans. So let's wait and see. Hopefully we get something from it.
Yep, okay.
It is giving me heart palpitations because he keeps doing it, and I'm just like, God, please, no, don't break my heart now. It's a good weekend so far.
Over to you, Chris.
What?
I
have no response to that.
I think he's not loving, isn't he?
Good old Q-Tech. They don't beat around the bush. If they hear something being suggested, that is your twin. That is you. You are Patrick Troughton.
God, the only thing worse than that is Bruce's tactics and strategy. I'm not. I think Almiron should be subbed off. Put someone else on fresh legs. He just seems hobbled, and maybe 50% of what he normally is, and when he's healthy, if we've ever seen that this season.
Off the post.
That is a get out of jail there from Newcastle.
Absolutely blessed.
That was a wonderful shot on the turn. Southampton hit the post and bounced straight back out into Darlow's arms. Welcoming arms as well. He beat them all ends up. That was going in all day. Southampton cut Newcastle wide open, bounced up the post, straight back.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that was...
Getting your TARDIS.
It should have been 3-3. Attempts on goal, 5 for Newcastle, 11 for Southampton, 4 on target for Newcastle, 3 on target for Southampton. But the percentage figures are still 28% for Newcastle in this half. But Newcastle are still winning. That's all that matters. Newcastle still 3-2.
Okay, just seen it now.
What did you make of that then, Chris?
Maybe luck shining on Newcastle. I can't say much more than that. I mean, poor defending. Lewis was very late coming in to defend there. So we had the post as our we had the post as our 12th man on the pitch there.
Yep. Okay, Pete. You've gone through a whole of emotions. Like you're doing the full. You've gone from this to this. You've got Babu in a state of frenzy because he thinks you're seeing something that he hasn't seen. What's your latest take on this? 64 minutes played. Newcastle 3, Southampton 2.
The ghost of Christmas future.
I honestly, I am just. You don't understand how much these 3 points today could mean for our season.
Yeah.
Oh no!
3-3.
Oh, line
Offside. Offside.
I don't see Bruce on the
It don't really
line.
matter, because they're going to score. They're going to score in a minute.
There's like kids defending their mind.
I'm just so
Like kids.
nervous about this last part of this game because we just look all over the place. We've got no attacking intent. We've gone from looking so dangerous going forward to just looking like we're offering absolutely nothing. And like, look, it might just seem like I'm just banging on about Joe Linton, but he's like playing with 10 men right now. 9 men. We're down to 10 men. You know, we need workers. We need guys that are going to run off the ball. We're going to need guys that are going to press to not allow them to push more men forward. And he's just not doing that. And there was a bit where he wasn't even tracking anyone or pressing. He was just standing there. It was right on the halfway line, right in front of the dugouts. And you've got Bruce there watching him. And as a manager, you must be thinking, you've just come on. Like,
What are you doing?
Any harder? And that's why I say it doesn't matter that he came on as a sub. Sub him off because it's about getting results. It's about having the right players on to get the results. And Dummett's coming on now. And who's coming off? St. Maximin's coming off. So our other attacking intent is now
Dummett's coming on.
Dummett's coming on for St. Maximin. And
That's completely the wrong substitution there.
It is. I don't mind. I've not got a problem with Dummett coming on. I haven't got a problem with it.
No, him coming on is fine, but it's the wrong player that's going off.
Exactly.
That should have been Joe going back off. I'm sorry.
And look, we're just asking. We're asking to get beat right now. And we've got 24 minutes or however long left. It's not like we're in the last pickings of the game where we can maybe hold on to something. We've still got a chunk of time left in the game in which we could lose it, and lose it quite comfortably. But the way that Southampton are creating chances now, I'm really, really worried about this big time. We just look all over the place.
Well, this is just a reversion back to 5 at the back now, Pete.
Yeah, and you know what? With 10 men, I don't mind it. I've not got an issue with how we structure ourselves and how we set ourselves up. I've not got a problem with that and having to be forced into doing it. But I've got an issue when you've got players on the pitch that are not working as hard as others. Miggy Almiron for 67 minutes, again, has covered every blade of grass. He looks shattered right now, but he's still running. He's still tracking. He's still working hard. Like Jamal Lewis doing exactly the same. You know, Hayden doing exactly the same. You can't fault these guys. But when you've got someone like Joe Linton, who's come on as a sub, who should be fresher than everybody else, that looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's not pressing, he's not trying to win the ball, that for me is a big, like, red flag there. That's a big alarm bell that we are going to concede chances, because it is like playing with an extra man down. And that's the big worry. I'm worried because these points are massive right now. We're going into Chelsea away, Man United away, you know, games that we're not going to expect to win anything. We've got the likes of Brighton, the likes of Burnley, the likes of West Brom recently, Sheffield United, picking up points. We need to be picking up points in games that we can affect. And this is one of them. Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah, this has got all the hallmarks of a collapse at some point. Let's hope we're wrong. Newcastle's still winning 3-2. You'd be forgiven to think we're losing 4-3, but we're actually 3-2 up. 68 minutes gone. Newcastle though down to 10 men. Hendrick getting sent off for 2 yellow cards. If you're a first-time visitor to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that little emblem down in the bottom right-hand corner. Just roll your finger over it and that will subscribe to it. Give it a like as well, the video, and give it a share to your Twitter or or to your Facebook or to your LinkedIn or what other social media that you have. Don't forget as well, I am back tomorrow at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Got Gavin Peacock joining me to talk about his new book, A Greater Glory from Pitch to Pulpit. Be good to have Gavin back on. Haven't had him on the show for a while. And don't forget Alan Shearer's raffle, £10 a ticket to win his match shirt and boots and his captain's armband from his 250th goal as a Premier League player. So well worth entering that. All proceeds go to the Alan Shearer Foundation. Al Walid, coming up to 20 minutes left in this game, and Dummett's on. It looks as if we're going 5 at the back now. Can we see the game out, Al Walid, do you think? Or do you think Southampton have got a chance of pulling something back here?
A few minutes ago, Joelinton got tackled by Fitzgerald, and the players no object. They didn't ask for yellow card. And this is very make me angry. We just hope, we just have a pray, and we have any pray, and we just wish to be lucky, and they're not scoring for the coming 20 minutes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, yeah.
I think it's so depressing that even when Fraser got his red card, there was no reaction from Bruce. When Hendrick got his red card, no reaction from Bruce. When we go down, no reaction from Bruce. The only time he seems to have a reaction is when people point out how incompetent he is at what he's doing. That's when he's like, "Oh yes," and I'm like, I don't understand if he's apathetic or he doesn't care or he doesn't know what to do. He's just standing there.
I don't
That's narcissism. He's a narcissist.
Yeah, Kieran, it's
nobody there with him. Man.
Southampton really are pressing here. It just seems like a matter of time. But we've got 20 minutes to go. We're still at 3-2, mate.
It is a matter of time, yeah. I really can't see us holding on there. It's not looking good. I mean, this manager, he's just absolutely clueless, man. I agree with Martin. I think he should have put Richie in midfield. Give us a bit of legs, and we might be able to get higher up the pitch. You know? It's just we're just waiting for them to score. And unfortunately, I think they will at some point.
Yep. Well, we'll see what happens. Newcastle still winning by 3-2, but they are down to 10 men. 71 minutes played. Spenny, what we're going to do to change this? I mean, will we just sit this out with the team that we've got?
Got to, mate, haven't we? Got to play as many as the back we can. Because, like the Plads has just pointed out, the pitch is absolutely soaking wet. And it looks like it's worse than the way we're kicking than it is they're kicking. For me, it reminds me of the Sunderland game, unfortunately. When that game we got beat, pissing down that night. I was soaked that night and all, and we got beat. But I can see us holding on. 3-2. Good result. 11 points.
Just out of interest, has there been many yellow cards for Southampton players here?
No. And how's that one? How's that one not yellow? That's the same as Crafts. How's that not the same?
That's what I mean about this referee. Biased.
Zero consistency.
I'm just looking at it. Yellow cards, none for Southampton. Yeah, it's got.
I bet they've had more fouls than us and all.
Come on, Mig.
Hey!
No, surely now. Come on, ref.
Come on.
Nothing.
Has he given anything?
No.
Almiron
Surely
told
that's.
me.
Oh, there's the first yellow. Is that not a red?
What's the point of VAR? I don't understand what's going on.
Is it on goal? How could that not be a
That's a red. That's a red, is it not?
Literally just put his arm across Almiron. It was Ben Narek again.
So this is what I mean about where the fuck is the manager that's supposed to be there being like, look, no, go to VAR, do this. Bruce is just Lord God. I'm just
the best thing we can do here, lads, is get Jones on the touchline and tell him what to do.
Yeah,
not a red card. He's going through on goal.
Look, let's take the positives here. Newcastle have got a free tick on the edge of the box.
We're still winning, though.
Few players standing over it as well. Newcastle still winning, of course, 3-2, still down to 10 men.
God's sake.
Almiron is standing over this anyway. I don't think we had a VAR check.
Yeah,
We have got a VAR check. Denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
It's got to be a red. It's a red. Now, the only thing is, Ward Prowse is coming on from the left-hand side there. So that could be the only thing where they go that there was a covering defender the way the ball was going.
Last defender.
Overturned.
It's not overturned. There you go.
It's
10 yards back. Are there 10 yards back there?
10 yards. That does not look like 10 yards.
There's no fucking line on the pitch, is there?
There is, yeah. They're standing on it.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Oh, Sharp now.
That was bad.
Who's that?
Sharp. Basically, he took a free kick, it bounced into the wall, and then he half-heartedly went in with a challenge, and he's hurt himself. He's hurt himself there.
So it just gets worse. Maybe I should get the whiskey out there.
It's his knee.
The whiskey out.
Oh! Ben Narek and Shaw clashed legs. That's awful. That's his knee.
That's his knee gone, innit? He's got no subs either, have we? It's going to be down to 9 men.
Put Carroll centre off.
Shaw went half-hearted into that, lads. He's knackered. That's
9
awful.
men, won't we?
That's awful. That's what happens when you don't follow through with when you put it, you don't pull out. He's half-heartedly gone into that. He's jarred his knee. He's hurt his knee, and that is nightmare. That he's in agony.
He's gone. He's proper gone.
Out for the season's job, that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Oh no! God.
So that means we're down to 9 men.
Where's this one? What the fuck?
Down to 9 men.
Yeah, calling for the stretcher.
Please get the stretcher out. Don't tell him to run it off, Steve.
His knees buckled there. You can see it.
I don't think he's going to run that one off.
Well, this is what's... His left leg clashed knees, but he went half-heartedly into it. And even it doesn't matter what level of football you're playing out, you don't go in a challenge like that half-hearted. It's either all or nothing. And he's gone in half-hearted, and he's ended up hurting himself. Oh, that's awful.
Oh,
really is.
Christ, man. Oh my God.
Now there's a chance we'll give this game away down to 9. Spenny's right.
9.
Yeah.
The best parts of 15 minutes to play with 9 men.
Newcastle United 3-2 up and down already by a man. Hendrick sent off 2 yellow cards. And now, after making all the substitutions, we have the nightmare situation of Shaw going off with a knee injury, which looks as if it could... it could end the season. It doesn't look positive at all. And worse still today, it means we could be down to 9 men. So Southampton have a great opportunity to at least get back into this game. And not good at all.
Newcastle is making people go onto that booze journey. The amount of people in the comments saying like it's time to get the whiskey out. It's true. When you're watching stuff like this, you just get depressed.
Get on the rich strike, man.
I'm wondering, so could you imagine what it's like to be Andy Carroll or Dwight Gill or Matt Ritchie sitting there watching this match in, match out, just staring at Bruce, being like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, I know.
They are the senior players.
10 minutes injury time here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting strapped into the stretcher as well. This is just, this is awful. And this is a nightmare for Steve Bruce and Newcastle United because of the amount of players that we have missing in that back four. And that's another option gone. And, with Dummett not 100% fit, struggling for form. And, it just doesn't bear thinking about. The trips to Chelsea and Manchester United do not look promising. Martin, we're just seeing images now of Shaw being stretchered off. His knee fully strapped up. That's him out for the season, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just looking at his knee there, it looks a mess going off. So, yeah, down to 9 men. I mean, I'd say we're going to have, with 78 minutes there now. So there's, 12 minutes. We're probably going to have a good 5 or 6 injury time, I would have thought. So you're looking at 20, probably another 20, just short of 20 minutes worth of play here with 9 men. Southampton with the tails up now. Southampton don't go on to win this. I'd be hugely surprised with down to 9 men. And yeah, look, next two games, Man United and Chelsea with a very much a makeshift back four or back five doesn't bode well at all for the next couple of fixtures. Yeah, look, it's typical of this season so far, and Bruce and some mystical changes and all the other stuff that's gone on. Look, Shaw, I get he goes in for the ball, but you're taught, anybody playing any kind of level of ball, you're told to fully commit to the challenge, and he didn't. He swung a boot at it. So I'm sorry, but he's himself to blame for that tackle. But
unfortunately, he does. But
yeah, no, not good at the minute. Look, all that counts at the minute is the score line, and we're still 3-2 up. So I'll remain positive as possible. But 9 men, it's just backs against the wall now. Now's the time we're going to see who actually wants to work for this team. Who wants to put their skin to the ground and get into it.
Because Joelinton is not doing no defending. Willock has helped by actually moving the ball back.
What's he doing? Don't fuck around there, man. What's he doing? Trying to spin and turn? Just boot it out, you div.
But that's the problem.
Fuck.
If we were a team that were solid, under Rafa, we knew we could go to Man City and defend for 90 minutes. Now we can barely defend for 5 minutes without having a heart attack. So it is insane.
Southampton get a corner, but it's a header wide, and eats up another couple of minutes of the clock for Newcastle as Darlow takes his time collecting the ball. And Newcastle still winning 3-2. A lot of people point out the fact that could be Shaw's last game for Newcastle as well. Contract, of course, up in the summer. Will be interesting to see what happens. And a lot of people asking whether Lejeune could be recalled, and it's a question we can't seem to answer. Not even Liam knew on Tuesday whether there was any chance of that happening, but I would imagine that would be a no. So we're going to have to get on with it. We're going to have to have makeshift players as Lundu comes on and Stevens goes off for Southampton. Certainly hoping that they can pull something back out of this.
There is no recall option on Lejeune.
No, we're good.
It's a season long with no recall.
Why would we put that in when we're lacking centre backs to begin with? But
yeah, this is going to be a tough 15 minutes or so. Newcastle United 3. Southampton 2, Newcastle down to 9 men now. Babo, are we going to hold on, mate?
From previous experience and statistics, no. But if they actually decide to play no-nonsense football like Steve Bruce was known for, we could. We might concede a goal and get a draw out of this from the way they are playing. Because they don't have the legs nor the defensive solidity to be able to hold out for 10 minutes against an attacking team. But my brain tells me that that's what's going to happen. My heart is like, let's try and get the 3 points, because I don't see us getting anything from Chelsea or United. So where are the rest of the points going to come from? And yes. Mr. Bruce is going to come after this and be like, oh, there were some positives and it was unlucky. But we all know most of these problems are stemming from his choices, and it just pisses me off to see him just, I mean, I could have got a red card for some of these players, but I didn't contest. It's disgusting.
Yeah, Newcastle still winning though, 3-2, 82.5 minutes gone. Southampton keep whipping the ball in. Darlow's come out and punched. The defence is clearing it. Last 20 minutes as well. I've got that t-shirt up on my Twitter at Steve Wraith for the food bank. Currently £110 it's at with Keith from NCSL. So £110 heading its way to the food bank. If you want to bid, if you want to outbid Keith, then and donate some money to the food bank, please do on my Twitter at Steve Wraith. It's a pinned post at the top. You've got about 20 minutes to go and bid on that. Chris, still 3-2, mate. You're 45 seconds behind, but Southampton are just pressing. I'll just stay with this. The ball has gone out for a goal kick, mate. So I don't think it's gone out for a corner, gone out for a goal kick, hasn't it? Yeah, goal kick. Kraft covered that well, and it's gone out for a goal kick. So yeah, are we going to manage to hold on here, Chris?
Yeah, it was the first guy to say that Babo missed our lead total phase where he was calling Bruce Mr. Bruce. So now we've heard Mr. Bruce from Babo. So no respectful titles from me. He's SOB to me. So yeah,
He's the son of a Bruce.
My heart says that we'll hold on for here, but my head says that this is too much for Newcastle to hold on to. But like Pete said earlier, this is a massive 3 points that we need.
Get rid of Joe Linton. He is crap, man.
This is a massive 3 points that we need because we've got, like Elijah said, Chelsea and Man United coming up, and we'd be lucky to get a single point out of those two matches. So we need to collect the points where we can, and to squander a 3-1 lead would be terrible, even if we're down to 9 men. And even my dad is texting me from the States saying this is a disaster. So if he's concerned about Newcastle, then I should be concerned. He's not a regular football watcher because it's 8 hours earlier in the States, so it's an early watch for him. But yeah, hopefully we get this win for me and my dad.
Okay, Pete, 85 minutes played. Newcastle still winning 3-2 with 9 men, mate. And, well, 8 men, as a lot of people have said, because Joe Linton's still on the pitch.
It is 100% we are playing with 8 men right now. Like, look, regardless of how it finishes with, 5 and the end of the 5 or 6 minutes added on to go. So let's say 10 or 11 minutes to go. You cannot fault the effort and the work rate of those 8 players that are on the pitch right now. But Joe Linton is continually putting us under unnecessary pressure. We're under enough pressure as it is at the moment. But he's doing okay to kind of regain the ball. But then he's just messing around with it and like putting people under pressure, clearing the ball straight back to their players. It's just, why would you put yourself under that much pressure? Almiron's got the ball a couple of times on the left and just smashed it down the pitch and get us up.
No nonsense.
There's no reason why we can't do the same. There is no reason why we can't do the same. And it's just so frustrating right now. The guys have worked so hard. Look, apart from the Joe Linton sub, I can't put anything else on Bruce. Those other 2 subs were forced. They were both injuries. There's nothing we could do about that. The Shaw injury, that's down on him. That's not Bruce's fault. That's him going in half-hearted, just being weak. He's meant to be
a selection choice.
To go in.
Got this referee in the pockets, these.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh man, honestly, these 3 points, if we can get 3 points from this game, these players can come off with their heads held high. They've worked their socks off for it.
Also, this ref is just they need to investigate what's going on, because I'm like, bruh, at least if you're gonna give free kicks and like cards, give them consistently. Don't just be
Well, he's inconsistent. Newcastle's players are being, it feels like they're being targeted, doesn't it? Really, and free kicks, etc. It's all going one way. The song they would used to sing in the old days is "The Referee's from Southampton" or whatever. It does really feel like that. Al-Walid, 87 minutes. This is torture, but we are still winning 3-2. This could be, valuable 3 points, but the problem is it's how much stoppage time there's going to be. Newcastle are defending well here.
To be honest, if we get to draw, we are be lucky. If we win, that's something else.
God.
Yeah, it's
we're super lucky, but.
Yeah,
it's a difficult time. If this game, if I'm not supporting either team, this is one of my favorite games. When you are like just 8 players defending against 11, so this is like this game needs spirit. Spirit, only spirit.
Yeah, Southampton are crossing the ball in time and time again, and Newcastle are just defending, kicking the ball away, heading the ball away. To be honest, when the ball bounced out of the box there, the amount of surface water was amazing. Really, you're really surprised at how much water there is out there on the pitch. It's definitely altered the course of the game, that's for certain. But Newcastle still holding on. 88.5 minutes played. We're just waiting really on how much extra time's played. It could be anything up to 8 minutes. Southampton hit a long ball in. Darlow comes and punches. He flaps. It's cleared off the line by Hayden. That was a wonderful stop by Hayden.
It was a free kick to us as well. The goalkeeper there.
Hayden was in the right place in the right time, and the ball beat Darlow. All ends up. He came out and punched and flapped. Didn't get the ball. Fell on his face. The Southampton player, I'm not sure who it was. Might have been Danny Ings. He hit the ball with force. It was going in all day. Hayden was on the line, and it was Ings. And Hayden was just in the right place. Cleared it with his left foot, and well done, Isaac Hayden. That eats up another few seconds for us. 89 minutes played. Just really depending on what on earth we've got on injury time here. That is the big question.
7 minutes.
I'd say it's about 6 or 7, yeah.
We'll wait and see. 30 seconds away.
Get up there, man.
30 seconds away from finding out. Kieran, you can take us into the final minute here. We're holding on, mate. We're holding on.
Oh God, if we win this game, Jesus Christ, fair play to them. But yeah, I still can see them scoring. To be fair, come on.
It's agony. It really is agony.
It really is. Yeah, I know.
Lewis,
we really need to win this game as well. If we don't win this game, he's got to go. I'm sick of this now because every game we're just.
Corner to Southampton, cleared again. 6 minutes added time. 6 minutes added time for Newcastle to hold on. It's a lot. It's a bit less than I thought. I've got to be perfectly honest. So let's hope Newcastle can hold on. With 9 men, to be fair, this win would be nothing short of a miracle. It really would be. But let's hope. Let's not count our chickens. Let's hope we can hold on. Spenny, take us into this 6 minutes injury time.
Well, I know I said 9-0 at the beginning of the game. If we win this game, it'll feel like we won 9-0. I'll tell you. Honest, no huge respects to these players in mind because they are sticking together.
Well done, Willick.
Even the ones I don't like are even sticking together.
Yeah.
Linton is absolutely
for me.
Useless.
He's crap.
Someone should have been playing for the start. He's playing better. That defence is sorted out when he's come on.
Linton, man.
Yeah, we'll go again. It's another corner to Southampton. Newcastle haven't had a corner all game. This must be nearly Southampton's 10th. Darlow comes out again, punches. The ball falls to Ings in the box. He miscontrols it. Falls to the Southampton players. Queuing up at the edge of the box. Another cross in. Newcastle again. Hayden again, clearing it. Ball is behind for a goal kick.
Come on, see this now. Come on.
For me, they're trying for set pieces all the time. Remind me of Stoke trying to get throw-ins all the time.
Yeah.
Go around the box, try to get down, give him a free kick.
It's going to be another shit house, isn't it? Probably.
That's what they're doing.
Westergaard's trying to claim a handball from Hayden, but it looked as if he'd hit his knee.
That's a goal kick.
How can you be claiming for a handball there?
Westergaard hit it over. Burnley 1, Brighton 1. Must be a full-time score now, I think. And,
it is, yeah. Just finished 1-1.
We need this 11 points cushion, don't we, Steve? 11 points. Yeah. 2 games coming.
That in itself is a good result for us. Borough 1, Brentford 4. Brentford, of course, chasing automatic promotion. MK Dons, Sunderland is 2-2. They're into injury time.
Mickey, run it, lad.
In injury time there as well.
Yes, well done, Miggy.
Well done, Mig, lad.
Come on. Keep the ball.
Card.
Stay down there for a little bit.
Well, give me a couple more rolls.
That's what all of them should be doing. Playing for time. Get the clock ticking.
Get in the corner.
Redmond did push Miggy in the back, but Miggy went down as he'd been shot, and he's rolling around there, which is great. And the referee's having a word, but it's eating the clock away. 92 minutes and 53 seconds played. 3 minutes to go, guys. 3 minutes to go. Can we hold on?
I hope so.
Dummets over.
29 seconds behind.
Down for the goal. I was shot on goal.
Dummets over the free kick anyway. The free kick's in my own half.
Don't cross it, for Christ's sake.
Well done.
That's exactly what I would do. It's pissing down with rain. You can't see the goalkeeper. I was shot from long range.
Get 1 or 2 men around that ball and everyone else to sit back.
Yeah, exactly.
Waste that time up there. What's that, 2.5 minutes?
Just get into the corner and just dick around with it.
Well done. And again. Same again, Mickey. Miggy has been outstanding today. Absolutely.
Yeah, man the match.
Yeah, he has, and that's why I was asking the question about how do we sign players? Because like Miggy, Richie, Hayden, they are like the hardest workers in the team,
Yep.
match in, match out. And then we bring in Joe Linton, and he's just like jogging, and I'm just like, what? How?
You
Well,
look.
I don't know how many kilometers he's run today because he's run more than he did the other game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he keeps playing match in, match out. So I'm like, yo, Joe, you're there for a reason.
It's
If you
very
can't even
clear.
run, just
You put
stay
Joe
on one player. Just hug him. Just be like, look, I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere either.
You put Joe Linton aside, okay, with 40 million, right? And you look at Miggy Almiron, will work out to about 22 million. You got St. Maximin at 16, and you've got Wilson at 20. Right? When you put money in to sign good players, quality players, you get better performances across your team. I just wish we'd have done that for everybody. Yeah, that's goal kick, surely.
Goal kick.
Wonderful.
Come here.
Coming up to 95 minutes.
Oh God.
Should sign that lad as well, like that Ings.
Also, on another positive note, I would like to say Danny Ings is starting to go bald at the front of his napper, so that's a positive for the day as well.
I love it.
How is that a positive?
Just for the Southampton fans out there.
Just want to give a shout out. Let's give a shout out for Richie's wife. Richie's wife, because she's out the fettle. That's why he hasn't come on today. Hope she feels better, mate.
Yes, fingers crossed. Hope she's okay after getting her jab. Good stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Nice to hear that. But yeah, Rich, looking forward to seeing you back with the Chelsea game, and yeah, bit of a nightmare for Liam as well. Liam again missing. Liam's not had a win every time he comes on. He's not had a win. We'll keep getting beat when Liam's on. But 95 and a half minutes played. 30 seconds to go.
Come on.
Yes.
Keep the ball.
Let her run.
Goes out for a goal kick to
Come
Newcastle.
Got to see this out. Got to win this game.
Can we also, just while we're here, can we also pray for Shane's boiler? Shane's boiler is boiling. Can we?
Hey, listen, I had to get my boiler fixed up this week, so that's not a funny subject, Pete.
I won't be paying for any boilers, mate. I've had enough boilers in my life.
There he goes, taking it down again. Yeah. Big happy birthday to Kendall as well, who is on a regular on Ladies' Night.
96. How are ref? How are blow the whistle?
Come on, referee.
The best thing Joe Linton has done all game. That takedown there.
Blow the bloody whistle.
I'll give him
and then he goes there. Our ball. That's our ball.
Come on, ref.
How are ref?
Come on, man.
Don't.
Is this corrupt?
Yeah!
Yes! Yes! Get him. What the win?
9-man Newcastle. 9-man Newcastle win 3-2. And with Burnley and Brighton drawing 1-1, that is a wonderful result. That is a massive result.
Come on.
Especially with Man United and Chelsea on the horizon for Newcastle. That is a great win. So, fantastic. Martin, let's start with you, mate, please. Newcastle 3, Southampton 2. Give us your review of the game and your man of the match, please.
Yeah, look, Barr and Shaw, it was a good game. I thought we played well overall. When we got to, obviously, the sending off and down to 10 with 40 minutes to go, I was kind of, the head was going, oh, here we go. But you know what? They defended, backs to the wall, 3 massive points. And you know what? We'll take that. We put another dent into the 3 at the bottom. The Burnley-Brighton result went for us as well today. So, look, alterations for the next few games, but we've given ourselves a head start. So I think they all played decent, apart from Joe Linton. But look, he came on, he was in it, and we take away the 3 points. Man of the match for me, I think Miggy by a long shot, but I would like to give a shout out to Willock and also Jamal Lewis, who I thought were both exceptional as well today. So we go again.
We'll go again. Great result. Miggy, man of the match for me, no doubt about it. Look, that was a game where I said at the start we're going to have goals today. I thought Newcastle might come off worse, so I did expect Newcastle to lose that today. I thought Southampton would be like a wounded animal, but they weren't, and that's great. Babbo, your review of the game and your man of the match.
Man of the match, Miggy, but we also have to give respect to Hayden, which kind of saved us from going away with 1 point. Joe Willock. And I was very surprised that Lewis held his own against Redmond. I was expecting a horrid day for him, but that's actually good. one thing we made abundantly clear throughout this entire match is our midfielders, our defensive midfielders don't really know how to work as defensive midfielders, because Hendrick just there was, as Pete said, there was no reason for him to pull. He wasn't going anywhere. So they just keep making the game harder for themselves. And I'm not sure if it's their heads, the rush of blood to their head, or no training on that. We need to improve in that sector. Because if we have Hendrick and Shelby starting another game, we're probably going to lose that match. So hopefully we can actually start working on it. But yeah, we go on. We see what happens in the next match.
We do. Chris, your man of the match, mate, and your review on that game today, please.
Yeah, man of the match is clearly Miggy Almiron. Obviously, a great debut from Willock, so he gets an honorable mention from me as well. Great debut for the new boy. Obviously some worrying signs there in terms of midfield play and sort of how they use subs and that kind of stuff. And I worry about our next two matches where we can even sort of get a sniff of a result. But it's good that we've got those 6 points in the bag. Need to keep up the momentum, but fair play to the lads. They'll put in a shift against Chelsea and Man United. They always seem to play up for the top teams, top six, whatever, versus playing the bottom six. So I will expect a 5 at the back and parking the bus. But this result was a gritty, determined when they didn't give up the fight. And I think they're playing for much more than Steve Bruce these days. So fair play to the lads, and great result in the end. It's torture to watch.
Nicole says, hopefully Liverpool can do the same tomorrow. Good luck to Liverpool, Nicole. Thanks for joining us again. Newcastle stay in 16th place, 23 games played, 7 wins, 4 defeats, 4 draws, 12 defeats. 25 points run now, minus 13 goal difference. Just ahead of Burnley by 2 points now, who still have a game in hand with a 2 goal difference less. Brighton level on points, minus 5 goal difference, 23 games played, same game. So the big difference though is Fulham, of course, who sit in that third bottom position. They now have 2 games in hand, but if they even if they win those 2 games in hand, they're still 5 points behind Newcastle. So that tells you massive 3 points today. Pete, wow, good game, and the Graham Jones effect is definitely there for all to see. I think we've talked about it in the last couple of games. 2 wins now and a defeat, but definitely a lot more attacking. Definitely look a bit more organised, a bit more clued up. It's got nothing to do with Steve Bruce. It's definitely down to Jones.
I feel so relieved right now. Where's the alcohol? I'm going, after we finish here, I'm going straight to the cupboard. Massive result. I don't think we realise how big that result was today. We absolutely needed that 3 points. And you know what? Fair play to every single one of them. They worked their absolute socks off. To a man, Joe Linton aside. And you're right, Steve. It's got nothing to do with Steve Bruce. The way we set up again at the beginning of the game, with the 2 banks of 3 and then the back 4, that has been structured by Jones. Jones is brought into the club, and that's how we played. And you know what? With 11 men, with our strongest men on the pitch, we looked the better team. We would look like we was dangerous. We were causing problems. It was only because we didn't have our strongest back line that they actually looked like they could get in. But we fully deserved, to be ahead at half time. Hendrick should be apologising to every single one of those players in the changing room after the game, because that was absolutely unnecessary and stupid. Him being on the pitch and seeing what Fraser did a few weeks ago, he should have known better, right? To not pull him back. He wasn't going anywhere. He was on the halfway line. We still had players to cover. Willock was there right behind him, tracking him. There was no reason for him to do that. So he needs to massively thank the rest of the players for digging him out the ship today. For me, man of the match, without question, Miguel Almiron. I know the first goal has been credited to him as well, so he's got a brace today, which is great. And his work rate is been outstanding. But he covered every blade of grass today, and he worked hard for the team. And that last 4 or 5 minutes, right, was just as important as anything else that he did on the pitch today. Right, winning the ball high up, winning as a free kick, playing it in the corners, keeping the ball at the other end of the pitch. Just that last 5 minutes, taking the pressure off our defence and having balls whipped into the box constantly. He was a key part in everything that was good today about Newcastle United. So absolutely spot on. Huge shout outs for the likes of Joe Willock on his debut. I'm really impressed with him. He looked shattered after 60 minutes, but you know what? He kept running, he kept tracking. He had to basically do Joe Linton's job as well as his own for long parts of the second half. And that's not, that's just me being genuine. He was having to cover him all over the place. Another shout out for Isaac Hayden. Isaac Hayden was outstanding again, particularly in that second half. The amount of clearances, the amount of potential attacks he cut out just by reading the game so well. It just really took the pressure off everyone. So fantastic performance. It's a shame to lose Wilson, but I'm not that concerned, because with the 2 games that we've got coming up, they're not games we're expected to win. So let's get him fit, let's get him rested, get him fit and ready for the Wolves at home game, a game that we can win. Okay, let's look after him properly and not rush him back. Just absolutely made up. Fantastic result for us. Brilliant 3 points.
Yeah, good stuff. Good analysis as well. Just out of interest as well, Ivan Toney, 27 games, 21 goals and 6 assists this season so far. Christ, and we gave him away. Unbelievable. Al-Walid, your take on that game and your man of the match, please.
Actually, I'm speechless a bit. I didn't... we all see it 4-3 for Southampton because the condition. I think this is the game of the season. This is the game that shows that hopefully we're not going to be relegated. There is there is 3 things I noticed. I wish it to be changed. I think when he put Joelinton and he saw that he doing a wrong decision, but maybe he's embarrassing to deal with this after the red card. I wish if we can say okay, take him off. We're not gonna see take him off. Second thing, it's important we see it before, and the defense midfielder, they are it's very hard for them. They're doing hard job. It's very hard for them to last for 90 minutes. You need to change them. You need to fresh it up during the game. The point regarding staff brother, it's really a big concern. Must be get sorted, because we all see that the red card was coming, and I'm very pissed of the referee today. He was easy on Southampton. Besides, we are not the third thing. Besides, we are not objecting, or we are not raising hand or doing some pressure on the referee. We just fine. We're just quiet, and this is a captain issue. Yani. Captain, maybe Shelby. I don't know. This is your role, to put pressure on the referee. All teams do this. The good thing we are winning. Let's enjoy this tonight.
Yes,
and, hope we get luck next 2 games.
Fingers crossed, mate. Good stuff. Kieran, it's your debut. It's a winning debut for you, mate, on here. So enjoy that. But we made hard work of it, didn't we?
Yeah, wow, absolutely massive win. We play like if we show that type of character, we'll be fine. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm just hoping that West Ham could do us a favour tonight and beat Fulham for us. It'd be to just top off a brilliant weekend, really. And yeah, I mean, like you said, Steve, I'm not giving any. I don't put this performance down to Bruce. I do think Graham Jones has come in and had a massive effect, and you can kind of see that really. The players are playing for this club. This is why I love this club, because performances like this, it's what we want, isn't it? We just want to see a team that tries and give everything. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Last but by no means least, Spenny, you'll be dying to get into those red stripe cans. So just give us your views on that game and your man of the match, please.
Fantastic. Man of the match, Miggy. But I've got to say Hayden had a class game as well, so I don't think he's being mentioned. And I'm going to end with the great words being made by Doctor Who once. Do what I do, hold tight, and pretend it's a plan.
Thanks, Chris. That's your new motto. That's Chris's new motto there. Thanks very much, and thanks to the Spanish contingent in the chat. I'm going to have to take a Spanish GCSE. De la mano de Almiron vamos al mundial, aguanta Paraguay, papa. I can do the accent. I don't know what it means. So, any ideas, Al Walid?
We'll just assume he's like saying, "Oh, Almiron is a Paraguayan papa."
Yeah, okay, thank you very much anyway. Well, listen, that's it, lads. Listen, have a great night. Thanks, everybody, for watching. As you will have seen last night, I am on the road to chart success with Craze the Lord, Blind Beggars, featuring Reggie Cray. It's all proceeds donated to the food bank. It's now on every single downloadable app. You can get on it iTunes, get it on Amazon, get it on Spotify, but most importantly, make a donation to the food bank, please. It's basically called Craze the Lord, and this is our little attempt at raising a few quid, but with a bit of music and a bit of rave for the food bank in February. But thanks, lads. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all tomorrow afternoon with Gavin Peacock. Take care. Enjoy the win. Good night.
See you, lads.
Come on.
This will to make you happy, 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 happy. My friends, this will to make you happy, happy.